Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Ross Memorial Park. Time for Game 2 in Day 2 of the PAC Baseball Championships. The Bethany Bison taking on the Waynesburg University Yellow Jackets. This is the first elimination game of the tournament, and both teams' head coaches exchanging lineup cards with our umpiring crew today. And so we will exchange those lineups with you, and the Bethany Bison will serve as the visitors in this contest, and we'll give you their lineup first. Leading off in pitching today is Zach Edmiston, so no DH for the Bethany Bison in this contest. Luke Flaus will be catching. He'll hit second. Zach Miller in the third spot will play third. Derek Miller hits cleanup and is in center field. Out of left field, Dylan Wassel hits fifth. Corey Myers in the sixth spot will play right field. First baseman Chris Cagle hits seventh. And in the eighth spot, Adam Becker will play second base. The shortstop, Jules Lido, hits ninth. And again, your starter is Zach Edmiston. So the lineup for the Bison: Edmiston, Flaus, Miller, Zach Miller, that is, Derek Miller, then Wassel and Myers, and Cagle, Becker, and Lido. For the Waynesburg University Yellow Jackets, leading off and playing right field is Eric Crum. Batting second, shortstop Nathan Morai. Designated hitter John Kletzley hits third. Matt Bensinger in the cleanup spot plays first base. At third base is Jordan Truscott hitting fifth. In the sixth spot is Kyle Wayand. He'll play left field. The catcher is Mark Timmons. In the seventh spot, Clay Roman hits eighth. He'll play center field. And at second base, Neil Yakupin hits ninth for starting pitcher Luke Carter. Again, for Waynesburg, it's Crum, Morai, Kletzley, Bensinger, Truscott, Wayand, Timmons, Roman, and Yakupin. And the records entering today's contest: Bethany at 19 and 16, Waynesburg at 17 and 24. And for these two squads, they both took a thumping yesterday, to be quite honest, in the opening day of the tournament. Bethany falling to Thomas More, Waynesburg to W&J. The Waynesburg W&J game was a little bit closer along the way. It wasn't busted open until the seventh and eighth innings in that particular contest, but Bethany was behind the eight ball very early. They hope to differ from that in this contest, as they'll bat first, serving as the road team. And the Bethany Bison as the visitors with the green uniform tops, the white B, white numerals and lettering, and black trim. The Yellow Jackets in their home white uniforms with the burnt orange numerals and lettering and black trim, or the Texas Longhorn type orange, if you will, for the Waynesburg University Yellow Jackets. So the stage is set, and Luke Carter on the mound taking his warm-ups.
And this is when the tournament starts to get interesting, really enjoyable now. Not to say the first three games weren't, but now we're talking about eliminations. Teams are a little more desperate pitching-wise. Teams will maybe have a little shorter hook, and you might see some familiar faces that have already pitched either, well, in this case, would it be yesterday, but in the 6 o'clock game, maybe even the same day. So you're looking at different strategies involved, and certainly a game where you're looking to just survive and move on. The winner of this game will get W&J at 6 o'clock. The loser of this game will be eliminated from tournament play. So it's kind of starts of the second part of the tournament, second phase, and this is when the eliminations start. So imperative to start out on a hot streak, good foot forward here. Bethany gets a chance to put runs on the board first, being the visitors. Waynesburg, the home team for this game.
Well, ready to go, Zach Edmiston will lead off. Right-hander Carter delivers. Fastball on the outside edge, strike one. Mark Schmidt, the home plate umpire today in the second contest of the afternoon. Zach Edmiston, a dual threat because of his pitching and hitting ability. Fouls one off down the left field side and out of play. Edmiston 2 for 3 yesterday with an RBI and a run scored. Things starting to darken in the clouds here in Washington.
Not good. I was just looking at that. Between games, actually, it sprinkled just a moment, just a passing shade. Now it looks a little ominous off to the west. Big gray cloud starting to loom on the horizon.
Pitch outside for a ball. Luke Carter, long pause, wide of the pitch. And this one fouled away again by Edmiston. 1-2 the count on him. Carter's wide in the offering. Another 2-strike pitch wasted by Edmiston. Something you like to see from your leadoff guy. Seeing a lot of pitches. Carter's next offering. Edmiston fly ball left center field. Clay Roman on the run, not going to get to this one as it bounces past Kyle Wayand as well, all the way to the wall. A leadoff double for Zach Edmiston.
That's a good start for the Bison. Leadoff double. Runner in scoring position. They're able to score each of their first 2 innings yesterday. Looks like we're going to have somewhat of a slugfest with Thomas More, and then Thomas More bats stayed hot. Bethany bats went a little bit cooler.
Luke Flouse, the next man up. Flouse checked in late in yesterday's game, was 1 for 1. Singled in his only at bat in the 8th inning last night. Make that yesterday afternoon. He takes outside here from Carter for ball 1. One-0. Fastball on the inside edge to right-handed hitting Luke Flouse. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bethany yesterday falling 14-5 to Thomas More. Waynesburg losing to W&J 14-4. Mentioned that Waynesburg's contest was not broken open until very late in that one in the 7th and 8th innings. And Waynesburg showed good fight. They were actually behind 7-0 to W&J and then scratched back into it at 7-4. Count 2-1 on Flouse. Runner at second. Nobody out. Just underway from Ross Memorial in this second contest of the afternoon. 2-1. Foul ball to the screen. Checking signs with head coach Rick Carver is Flouse. Rick Carver in his 24th year with Bethany took over the program when he was 25 years old. The winningest coach in Bethany history, has amassed over 400 wins, accomplishing number 400 during the course of this season. 2-2 ground ball through the right side of the infield for a base hit. Slowly hit. Being waved around is Edmiston. Throw to the plate from Eric Crum on a hop. Not in time. 1-0 Bethany trying to take second, and out at second base is Luke Flouse, but it is an RBI single. 1 out in the inning. Bases are empty.
Thought we were going to have a play at the plate there. Eric Crum up and throwing, but Edmiston too fast rounding third. Slid in safely. Absolutely great play by Mark Timmons at plate, realizing Flouse trying to move up and gunned him out at second. So 1 out, 1 run on the play.
Zach Miller, starting third baseman for the Bison. Takes a pitch upstairs for ball 1. 1-0 Bethany to start. They led 1-0 after the top of the first inning yesterday against Thomas More. And after the first couple of frames, Bethany did not muster very much against Vic Newberry. 1-0 a strike from Luke Carter. And now the 1-1. Good breaking ball, wave and a miss. Foul tip into the glove of catcher Mark Timmons for strike 2. Defensive alignment for Waynesburg. Timmons catching, Matt Benzier at first base, Neil Yakupin at second, Nathan Morai at short, Jordan Truscott at third. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt, scooped up by Timmons. Actually not in the dirt. He got that one before it dropped. And so it is out number 1 in there, out number 2 rather, in this second inning. Flouse thrown out at second base after his RBI single. 1-0 Bison. Derek Miller, the next man in. And Miller low and away to him, ball 1.
Just a reminder that if you're listening to this game, you can also follow us on Twitter at PAC Sports or on Facebook, PAC Sports Network.
1-0.
Feel free to talk to us. The remainder of today's action or during tomorrow's action as well.
1-0 outside rather for ball 2. The 2-0, a strike on the inside part of the plate. The right-handed hitting Derek Miller. Miller 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored yesterday. 1 to the 2-1. Fastball upstairs. Bethany already won on the board. RBI single by Luke Flaus to score Zach Edmiston. Edmiston helping himself to a 1-0 advantage as he's the starting pitcher today for the Bison. A line or foul first base side. Full count. Luke Carter, pitcher, likes to use a lot of fastballs. Good fastball pitcher. Will work in a curveball from time to time. And a ground ball pitcher. Has one strikeout so far and a ground ball on 2 hops to first baseman Bensinger. He'll step on the bag to end the inning. 1 run on 2 hits. Nobody left on for the Bison. Score after the top of the first. It's Bethany 1, Waynesburg coming to bat. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
The Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America has important information for people with asthma. There are 2 main causes of asthma symptoms: airway constriction you feel and inflammation you may not, and most medicines only treat one. At asthma.com, you'll find information about working with your doctor and treating both main causes of asthma symptoms and how this can help prevent symptoms before they even start. This message brought to you by AAFA with funding and editorial support by GlaxoSmithKline. For more information, go to asthma.com.
When you're serious, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Finger control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand. But I do. I'm attorney Dan Foster, Mr. Debtbuster. I'm not here to judge. Call 877-332-8-MR-Debtbuster. There is a way out, and I'll help get you there.
Foster Law Offices is a debt helping people file for relief under the U.S. Bankruptcy Code.
Back at Ross Memorial Park, 1-0 Bethany Bison over the Waynesburg University Yellow Jackets. The Jackets will send up Eric Crum, Nathan Morai, and John Kletzley, bottom of the first inning. And starting pitcher today for the Bison, Zach Edmiston. He led off the first with a double and scored, so personally helping himself to a 1-0 lead. Zach Edmiston 3-1 this year with a 2.37 ERA, going up against Luke Carter, who's already surrendered a run. Carter 3-5 this year, 4.30 earned run average. Edmiston out of California High School in Washington County, was an all-section baseball player his senior year. Also played basketball and golf. The southpaw brings a pitch to Crum, a fastball strike to begin the bottom of the first.
Crum actually probably stung the ball the best of the Jackets yesterday. Hit the ball hard. Several plate appearances.
0-1. Missing outside, 1 strike. Yeah, he had even some hard outs along the way. 1 double play that he lined out to short early in last night's contest. 1-1 popped up third base way, but will sail out of play. Jackets occupying the third base dugout, serving as the home team in this contest. The Bethany Bison in the first base dugout.
Home team and the occupant of that third base dugout has won every game so far in the tournament. See if the trend continues here.
1-2, pulled to right center. In and toward the gap goes Corey Myers to make the catch. 1 out. Defensive alignment for Bethany. Luke Flaus catching. Chris Cagle at first base. Adam Becker at second. Jules Lito at short. Zach Miller at third. In the outfield from left to right is Dylan Wassel, Derek Miller, and Corey Myers.
Edmiston did pitch a couple of times this year against Waynesburg. 1 start, lasted 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, took the loss in that game. Hard luck loss, 3-1 setback at the hands of Waynesburg, and then also pitched part of an inning, just 1 batter in relief, picking up a save and a 6-3 Bethany win. So a couple different outings, different types of outings, very short relief outing and a complete game 6-inning loss. Waynesburg has seen his pitches this year.
Couple of pitches up and into Nathan Morai. 2 balls and no strikes. Morai accepts low, now 3-0. Home plate umpire Mark Schmidt. And the next offering didn't mean to. Check swing, slow roller up the first base line. Barehand pickup by Flaus, throw to first, and nicely done by the Bison catcher. It's out number 2 going 1-3. 1-0 Bethany leading in this one. Nobody on the base paths for John Kletzley. Kletzley 2 for 4 in last night's contest against W&J. Takes a off-speed pitch on the outside corner for strike one. Kletzley hit a fly ball in the 7th inning that resulted in a 3-run error that allowed Waynesburg to creep back into that game last night against W&J, or at least at that particular moment. 0-1 swung on and missed for strike two. Had brought Waynesburg to within 3 runs at 7-4, but the Presidents blew it open over the next 2 frames. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss for Kletzley. And 1-2-3 goes Edmiston through the Yellow Jackets in the first. After 1, it's Bethany 1, Waynesburg nothing. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Mr. Big's Sports Grill and Tap Room, Washington's premier sports restaurant, offering an all-day lunch and dinner menu featuring a wide variety of items, including Mr. Big's Platter, ribs, boneless wings, and shrimp. Stop in and enjoy what's on any of their 25 HD TVs, or relax on the fully seated patio. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 2 a.m. with live entertainment every weekend. Located at 595 Racetrack Road off I-79 at exit 41, down from the Meadows. Mr. Big's.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place. See what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this. There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Through 1 inning, it's 1-0 Bethany. Zach Edmiston, double and a run scored. Edmiston then on the mound, 1-2-3 through the Yellow Jackets at the bottom of the first. Dylan Wassel leads off the second for the Bison. And Luke Carter with the wide of the pitch. It is a strike on the inner third. Dylan Wassel amongst the league leaders in doubles this season. 15 two-baggers this year. 0-1 a strike. And quickly Wassel behind 0-2. Carter's next pitch. Fastball stays upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bethany Bison dug out, vocal early in the game. 0-2 pitch. And this one downstairs, 1-2. Wasn't long ago when it was these 2 teams that were the powerhouses of the President's Athletic Conference in terms of baseball. Well, maybe it's a little longer than it feels. I guess you could probably ask Rick Carver and Mike Humiston that, and it probably seems like yesterday, but it was actually about 10 or so years ago. A line single to left by Dylan Wassel will start off the second inning. Waynesburg winning their last championship in 1998. Bethany winning their last championship in 2000. They had to beat Waynesburg to do it. And actually, it was Bethany back in 2000 that had to win 2 games on the final day in that championship round on the final day of the tournament. I remember it because I was there. It seems like yesterday for me, I got to put it that way. Pitch a fastball inside to Corey Myers, ball 1. Mike Humiston was an assistant coach at that time for Waynesburg. One 0 pitch, a strike. Myers checking signs with Carver before the upcoming 1-1 pitch. And a breaking ball on its way for a strike. And for the Bethany Bison, guys like Steve Opferman leading the way back in the late 90s and early 2000s. 2-time PAC Player of the Year, Steve Opferman. 1-2 pitch is outside.
Carter doing a nice job of mixing up his pitches. Fastball, slider. That one just a little off the plate.
2-2 pitch and a liner on a hop played by second baseman Jacobin. Gets the out at second. Morai on to first. Double play. 4-6-3. DP. 2 outs of the inning. Nobody on now for the Bison. That was a hot shot handled very well by Neil Jacobin.
Yeah, Taylor made once he came up with that one hopper. Kind of skipped on the turf right to him. And then the feed is short. And Morai on to first.
So Carter cleaning up the inning. Nobody aboard for Chris Cagle. Cagle, the talented freshman for the Bison. First pitch with the Bison leading 1-0. One hopper right back to Carter. He walks 2-3 steps to his left and then fires a strike to first base to end the inning. A little bit of attitude on that handling of the ground ball by Luke Carter, but with the help of a double play, the Bison go down in order. 1 hit, nobody left stranded after 1.5. It's Bethany 1, Waynesburg 0. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Yo, what's up? This is the Black Eyed Peas, and we're here for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. Music is one of the most important things in our lives, but nothing is more important than life itself. So when you drink and drive, you're risking the life of yourself and the lives of everybody on the road. Don't plan to drive, just plan ahead.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
For 3 generations, Sharp's Furniture has been proud to serve southwestern PA with their brand of personal service. Being an authorized dealer for Lazy Boy, they are dedicated to providing the finest quality products made here in the U.S. of A. Looking for custom upholstery? Sharp's carries a large selection of upholstery to choose from, all made in America. And their friendly staff will deliver right to your front door. Sharp's Furniture, your authorized Lazy Boy dealer. Family owned, family operated since 1917. Located just off I-70, exit 19B in Washington, PA.
Welcome back to Memorial Park, where it's 1-0 Bethany over the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. Bottom of the second inning, Matt Bensinger, Jordan Truscott, and Kyle Way in to bat for Waynesburg. First pitch from Zach Edmiston stays high, ball 1. Zach Edmiston, like his Mount counterpart, Luke Carter, likes to work in a lot of fastballs. Edmiston, more of a strikeout pitcher, 1-0. Gets a strike on Matt Bensinger on the outer third of the plate.
Also probably likes the number of lefties that Waynesburg has at the top of their lineup, being a southpaw himself.
1-1 ground ball, right side of the infield. Takes a tough hop on first baseman Cagle and goes right through the wickets. On an all-turf surface, usually you see a true hop, but that ball hitting around the turf area where some of the dirt is spread from the first base cutout, and perhaps a pebble or something of that sort. It will be an error, but definitely a tough hop on Chris Cagle.
Well, that was one of those where Cagle tried to field it standing up, and with so much time, you drop to one knee, try and keep that ball in front of you, take it off the body if you need to.
So runner at first to start the inning on the E3. Bensinger aboard of the 1-0. Or the first pitch is a ball, now 1-0 to Jordan Truscott. Truscott, third baseman for the Yellow Jackets. 2 for 3 yesterday against W&J. Truscott, a right-handed hitter in this lineup. Step over, throw to first. Also another advantage a left-hander has. And pickoff move.
Yeah, lefties cheat when it comes to pickoffs. There's certain advantages that us righties do not have.
1-0 upstairs. Snap throw back into first, but back in safely as the ball wasn't handled cleanly by Cagle. Bensinger remains at the first base bag. 2 balls and no strikes on hitter Jordan Truscott, who check signs with Mike Humiston. Last half inning talking about the dominance of these 2 programs in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it was Waynesburg in 98, as I mentioned. Bethany actually back-to-back years in 99 and 2000, as it was Steve Opferman, PAC Player of the Year in 99 and 2000. For Waynesburg, they had the Player of the Year in 98 along with their championship, Adam Jack at second base, and Jack an assistant coach with Waynesburg currently. 3-0 to Truscott, inside ball 4. Runners at first and second, so an error and a walk starts off a second. And Edmiston has to face Kyle Wayand. Wayand, a reserve member of the Waynesburg football team, starting left fielder today. Has good speed. Typically used as a pinch runner by the Yellow Jackets. It's a little of a different lineup for both teams, but especially Waynesburg kind of mixing it up. 2 on, nobody out, and a bunt laid down but foul behind home plate by Wayan. One nothing Bethany. RBI single by Luke Flaus has the Bison on top. Oh, 1. Downstairs is showing bunt but pulling back Wayan. Coming down the line, first baseman Chris Cagle, second baseman Adam Becker headed toward first to cover the bag there.
And this is one of those situations with first base charging rather hard and a lefty on the mound falling to third base side. You have a big hole there in the middle. If he bunts it hard towards the second baseman, he might be aboard with a hit.
1-1 bunted on the third base side, played by the pitcher Edmiston. He'll turn and throw to first. He looked over at third, but made the spin move and quick decision. Sacrifice 1-4 on the out at first base. Truscott to second, Bensinger to first, as the Yellow Jackets in prime position to either tie or take the lead, trailing 1-0 in the second. Mark Timmons, an 0 for day against W&J, hoping to improve upon that. A base hit. We'll change all that in a hurry, the feel for Timmons in this tourney. Pitch at the knees for a strike. Talked with Rick Carver about Zach Edmiston yesterday, and he said above all else, regardless of what he does on the playing surface, he's a great leader for this team, a junior. Shakes off one side. Now brings the 0-1. Edmiston delivers low, 1-1. And missed most of his freshman season due to injury, did Edmiston. Making his 5th start of this season, 7th overall appearance. Edmiston's 1-1. And Timmons accepts inside, 2 balls and a strike. 1-0 Bethany, but the Yellow Jackets threatening with Bensinger and Truscott aboard. Skies continue to cloud over in Washington, expecting some rain showers in the evening. Hopefully they don't get here any earlier. 2-1 pitch in the dirt. 3 balls and a strike. Edmiston falling behind. Does have first base open. Waiting on deck is Clay Roman.
Really like a strikeout, or pop up, something hard at a corner infielder maybe to keep the runner at third base. Waynesburg threatening to tie at least 2 in scoring position.
3-1 from Edmiston is outside, ball 4. So bases are loaded. An error and now 2 walks in the second inning. Waynesburg has filled them up without the benefit of a base hit.
We'll see what the infield does here. The middle pair should stay back. We'll see where the corner infielders, they start drifting in a little bit.
Catcher Luke Flaus comes out to talk with his starter Edmiston, who backs off the pitcher's mound, trying to collect his thoughts and collect himself here. As a pitcher mentioned, he's a great veteran presence in the clubhouse. Well, as a veteran, time now to buckle down. You can't let that error that started the inning bother you. And perhaps it has, because he has walked 2 back, or not back-to-back, but 2 in this inning to load them up. 1-0 Bethany. And a pitch low. Ball 1 to Clay Roman. Roman 0 for 4 yesterday.
Yeah, he'll be very patient, not only because of the situation, but he hasn't had a whole lot of luck at the plate either. Still seeking his first hit.
1-0 with the bases loaded and 1 out, swing and a miss at a fastball outside. And plenty outside as well.
Well, he should have been very patient on that pitch. That was well off the plate, waved at it, but needed a longer bat to go after that one.
That was the type of swing in pitch that you'd see a swing like that on a hit and run. You have the bases loaded, and that was That was the cut there. Roman sure like to have that one back. Now the 1-1 to him, and he puts down a bunt played by Edmiston. He will go to first. Might have had a play at the plate on the safety squeeze, but the Yellow Jackets tied up. Bensinger scores. Truscott to third. Timms to second, and it's a 1-1 game.
Well, definitely had a play at the plate. It was a squeeze, but it's a force at the plate, so all he had to do was just pick it up and flip it to home. No tag necessary. Definitely had a chance to get it out at home, but chose to go to Waynesburg has tied the game.
So going the safe route, Zach Edmiston, and Bensinger scores. 2 away in the inning, but still 2 in scoring position as it's Neil Jacobin. Especially with the fact that you have a force out at the plate. Might want to give it a shot, but again, going the safe route, Edmiston, and he brings a pitch, a fastball high to Jacobin for ball 1.
Well, to be honest, the safe route could have been just coming home. A momentum already there. Definitely a shorter throw. Force out.
Yeah, I would agree with you. So 1 run without a hit. The Yellow Jackets tied up. 1-0. And a fly ball. Left center field, on the run, Wassel, and cannot get to it on a reaching effort. Bounces over the fence for a book rule double. As Truscott and Timmons score, and the Yellow Jackets grab a 3-1 lead. Now Neil Jacobin drives in a pair. He was 1-4 yesterday with a run scored. Drives in his first 2 runs of the PAC Baseball Championships and turns the order over to Eric Crum. And now we have a visit to the mound here as Edmiston struggling in the second inning after he breezed through the first. Barely broke a sweat in the first inning. Jacobin now with 16 RBIs on the season thanks to that 2-run, 2-bagger. Bethany starting out with a 1-0 lead. RBI single by Luke Flaus. But in this bottom of the second, the Yellow Jackets' first hit of the game, the Neil Jacobin double, but before that, had a leadoff error that put Bensinger on, a walk, allowing Truscott to reach. Sack bunt moved the runners to second and third. Mark Timmons walked to load him up. Squeeze bunt. Clay Roman brought home Bensinger. And then Neil Jacobin with the 2-run base hit. 3-1 Yellow Jackets as here's Eric Crum, the 7th hitter hitting. Lefty versus lefty for Edmiston. Delivers up high, ball 1.
Edmiston really laboring and talking to himself, walking around the mound, trying to find it. Yeah, he pitched himself into trouble after the error, a couple of walks, and then that ball drilled the left center field off the bat of Jacobin. Gets a strike over to Crum. He seemed to have a lot more success against this top of the order with its abundance of left-handed hitters. Maybe he can find his groove.
1-1 up and in. Kicks off the glove of Flaus, and advancing to third is Neil Jacobin. Pitch was up and away, but was off the glove of Flaus. I'll defer to you. What do you think?
Oh, wild pitch, probably.
All right,
wild pitch. I don't know how that was officially scored, but I would think wild pitch. Typically, when you see the catcher get up out of his crouch, having to either slide aside or stand up, that'll go down as a wild pitch.
And, of course, it's officially ruled a pass ball.
Okay, well.
That's all right. Pass ball, the marking, moves Jacobin to third. And now Crum takes another pitch, and it's 3-1. Crum flied out to right his first time up. Chance to add on for the Yellow Jackets, who lead it 3-1, bottom of the second. Big rip, swing and a miss. Well, you like that kind of swing on a 3-1 pitch, but he comes up empty. Edmiston with it drizzling now here at Ross Memorial. Delivers low. Ball 4, third walk of the inning, puts Crum aboard. So an interesting inning here developing for the Yellow Jackets.
This has kind of been the trend of the tournament. Scoring with 2 outs. Big innings happening with 2 outs. Squeeze bunt put down by Roman was the second out of the inning. That was the first run that came across, but the Yakupin 2 RBI double, and then this walk, Waynesburg still threatening, all happening with 2 outs.
Fly ball down the right field side and a foul ball. Rain's starting to pick up a little bit.
Yeah, it's really starting to rain. A little more sideways now. People popping up their umbrellas. I think we're starting to get wet in here a little bit.
Yeah, we'll have to find some covering more so for the equipment rather than anything else. Runners at the corners with 2 outs, swinging away, ground ball to shortstop Lido. He'll underhand flip to Becker, covering the bag at second. For the force out of Crum, that ends the inning. The Yellow Jackets score 3 runs on 1 hit, an error and 3 walks, also a part of the frame. And after 2 innings, it's Waynesburg 3, listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help. Call us at 1-877-889-0965. That number, 877-889-09, or visit us online at triple.com and on Facebook.
Ross Memorial Park, it is 3-1 Waynesburg leading the Bethany Bison. As we advance to the third inning, Adam Becker, Jules Lido, and Zach Edmiston. And first pitch is strike to Adam Becker. Becker, right-handed hitter and second baseman for Bethany. He was 0 for 2 with a run scored at an RBI, had a sac fly in yesterday's contest. 6-1. Well, we've done a little bit of work in covering up the rain subsiding somewhat as Luke Carter delivers in the dirt, 2 balls and a strike.
If our makeshift tent starts flying up, I can tape that down for you if you hand me that.
There you go.
Yep.
Glad I bought that new roll of tape today.
Me too.
1 from Carter and a wave and a miss and a fastball tying up the batter. And Becker with a 2-2 count on him. Wide of the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3. Second strikeout of the day for Luke Carter. 1 out in the third.
Hopefully that works until it doesn't work.
Until it starts raining a little harder.
Right.
Looks like just one dark cloud right now over Ross Memorial. Once that goes by, we'll be okay, at least for a little while, but I'm sure there's more scattered storms in the mix coming over from Ohio. Fastball from Carter to Jules Lido is strike 1. Lido 0 for 4 yesterday. 0-1. This heater up and into the right-handed batter, Lido. One fastball just outside. Trying to frame it up was catcher Mark Timmons. Doesn't get the call from home plate umpire Mark Schmidt. Jules Lido, a senior out of McKees Rocks, PA. Out of Olsh, Our Lady of Sacred Heart High School. After another foul ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Lido.
They're the Chargers, that's right.
That's right.
Little purple, little gold.
2-2, and Little flare shot out towards center field, and it drops in for a base hit. Just reaching out to get a piece of a two-strike pitch, and Lito benefits with a bloop single. So one out base runner for the Bethany Bison, and here is Zach Edmiston, who doubled and scored in the first.
Neither of these teams like to run very much, but we did see Lito take off from first base yesterday. That was a two-out situation trying to move into scoring position.
Step over, slow move to first base, and Lito back standing up. Lito 2 for 4 in stolen base attempts this year for what it's worth. Again, as you talked about, Justin, neither team likes to run very much, but doesn't mean that they won't run at all. Another pickoff throw. Right now, tight ball game, 3-1 in the early going. We're in the third inning. Luke Carter from the stretch peeks over his left shoulder at the base runner, delivers to the plate. It's low. Edmiston with a 1-0 count. Edmiston looking over signs with Coach Rick Carver. Ground ball right side of the infield. Sidestepping the ground ball was Lito, but the out made Jacobin to shortstop Morai at second base. Force out. Puts Edmiston aboard on the fielder's choice. Out goes 4-6. 2 away in the third inning, as it's still a 2-run lead for the Yellow Jackets.
Boy, excellent play by Jacobin going towards first base to his left and then turning. I thought he was just going to take the easy out at first, but turning and getting the lead runner at second base, that could be very big, especially if Flouws or perhaps Zach Miller down the road get a couple of base hits.
RBI single for Flouws, accounting for Bethany's only run. That was in the first inning. Fastball away from Carter. 1 ball and no strikes. And a snap throw back to first. Pitch was a strike, but back safely is Edmiston. Bethany Bison, we talked about this yesterday, Justin, a light hitting lineup, hitting under 300. The only team in this tournament hitting under 300, but chance here with a runner on. 1-1 stays away. 2 balls and a strike on right-handed Luke Flouws. Two 2-1 popped out of play. One out single by Jules Lito. He was erased off the bases on a fielder's choice that has Edmiston. A 2-2 pitch called. Strike 3 looking for Luke Carter as he locks up Flouws. That ends the frame. A single, 1 left stranded after 2.5. It's Waynesburg 3, Bethany 1. You are listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAt Productions. TimeAt Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeatproductions.com.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand. But I do. I'm attorney Dan Foss, Mr. Debt Buster. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help. Call 877-673-3282 or visit MrDebtBuster.com. There is a way out, and I'll help get you there.
Foster Law Offices is a debt relief agency helping people file for relief under the U.S. Bankruptcy Code.
Bottom of the third, it's 3-1. Waynesburg leading the Bethany Bison. Bethany with 1 in the top of the first. Waynesburg with 3 runs in the bottom of the second with only 1 base hit as part of that inning. As Waynesburg benefactors of base runners provided by the Bison. 3 walks and 1 error. And Neil Jacobin with a 2-run double, cashing in. And the Yellow Jackets try to add on here with John Kletzley leading off in the bottom of the third. Zach Edmiston brings inside to the big left-handed hitter, ball 1. Kletzley, 6'3", freshman. Pitch at the letters for ball 2. Out of Chartiers Valley High School, John Kletzley. 2-0. Outside again. 3 balls and no strikes. So Edmiston, who rolled through the Yellow Jackets in the first inning, an error started to cause the left-hander to unravel in the second, and now in danger of a 4-pitch walk here to John Kletzley to start the third. 3-1 Jackets, and the 3-0 pitch is a strike. Zach Edmiston was the pitcher of the week of the PAC for the week of April 14th. Feels just low here for ball 4, so it is a leadoff walk for Kletzley on 5 pitches, as it turns out. 4th walk of the day.
Yeah, Waynesburg still with just 1 hit, just that double by Jacobin. That's been it. It's really been the only ball out of the infield besides a fly out by Eric Crum to start the Waynesburg hitting. But that was way back in the first inning. He's done a good job of keeping him off balance, but just needs to throw more strikes, fill up that catcher's mitt.
Deals a strike to Bensinger. He reached on an error in the second inning and came around to score ultimately in that frame on a squeeze bunt by Clay Roman. 0-1. Gets away from catcher Flaus, but up the first base line, and Kletzley, not the fleetest of foot. He's just going to stay put at first base. Wind blowing out towards center field today. It was a bit of a stronger breeze earlier on this afternoon. Still a notable wind, but not as big as a breeze as we saw during the W&J Thomas More game. 1-1, a strike on the outside corner. It played a role, at least a minor role, in that first game. Carried some balls out of the yard. 1-2. Fastball high. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the left-handed hitting Bensinger. Bensinger, 5'11" sophomore from Shoemakersville, Pennsylvania, Hamburg area high school. Looks at a pitch low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Edmiston having trouble sizing up the strike zone right now, and he is visibly frustrated. Bensinger, who did most of his work as a pinch hitter last year on a payoff pitch, pops one up third base side, but drifts out of play. I mentioned it was raining a little bit earlier on, some drizzle, but that has ceased. That dark cloud has moved on its way. Look at the runner at first. 3-2 pitch from Edmiston, high, ball 4. And the Jackets have 2 aboard with a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the third inning.
A couple times during that at bat to Bensinger, Edmiston just not finishing his pitches. He just, as he lets it go, not following through, letting it go, and it stays high. He's missing high in the strike zone more and more as the game goes on.
And after releasing the pitch, and it was ruled a ball, and rightfully so, Edmiston kind of hopped off the mound and not upset at the zone. There's no reason to be because that pitch was certainly well upstairs, but just upset that right now he's not performing to his liking. And back-to-back walks to start this third inning has the Yellow Jackets threatening for more. They already lead it 3-1 in the bottom of the third. Rick Carver coming out to try and settle him down, meeting with the entire infield. The infield has dispersed, but the conversation between Carver and Edmiston continues. Umpire Mark Schmidt out to break up the meeting. Now, Carver has seen a lot of baseball games, has worked with a lot of baseball players wearing the green and white. And certainly Edmiston talked about him yesterday in our pregame chat with Coach Carver. Very high on Edmiston, but right now is struggling. We'll see if the junior can buckle down and wiggle out of this situation. Jordan Truscott squares up to bunt, lays one down, and a good one. Barehand pickup by Flouse, the catcher. He'll throw to first to get the out with Becker covering the bag. Sacrifice. 2-4 this time. Bensinger to second. Kletzley to third.
Waynesburg doing a nice job of moving runners up. Already have a successful squeeze bunt in this game. That's the third sacrifice overall. And looking for more here.
Kyle Wayand, he put down a sack bunt in the second inning. Chance to drive in some runs this time around after a sacrifice bunt by Truscott just moments ago. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Started up and in toward the batter, then broke over the corner.
A good breaking ball. Started that right at the batter.
Now the 0-1. Wave and a miss for strike two.
Even though it's second and third, still early in the game, so the infield is back conceding a run. Wayne puts bat on the ball, not to the pitcher. Most likely he will get an RBI.
3-1 Waynesburg. 1 out, 2 in scoring position. Bottom of the third. Called. Strike 3 looking. Beautiful breaking ball again from Edmiston. And that's his second strikeout of the afternoon. 2 outs in the third.
Definitely been a noticeable difference when he is facing left-handed hitters today. That was a big sweeping breaking ball. Started at the hitter, broke the whole way across the strike zone that time. Caught the plate and got the strikeout.
And out away from wiggling out of this jam. Now it's Mark Timmons, whom he walked in the second inning. Brings a strike to Edmiston here. Kletzley at third, Bensinger at second. With 2 down and a 3-1 lead for the Yellow Jackets in the bottom of the third. Wave and a miss on a breaking ball for strike 2. And Edmiston starting to catch the Yellow Jackets off balance a little bit more here over the last couple of batters. Perhaps the Coach Carver comments and words of wisdom are helping along. 0-2, chopper first base side, played by Cagle. He'll take it himself at the bag, and that ends the inning. So 2 left stranded after a couple of walks by Zach Edmiston, so he cleans up his own mess. And nobody across the pay station. After 3 innings, it's Waynesburg 3, Bethany 1. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Mr. Big Sports Grill and Tap Room, Washington's premier sports restaurant, offering an all-day lunch and dinner menu featuring a wide variety of items, including Mr. Big's platter, ribs, boneless wings, and shrimp. Stop in and enjoy what's on any of their 25 HD TVs, or relax on the fully seated patio. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 2 a.m. with entertainment every weekend. Located at 595 Racetrack Road off I-79 at exit 41, down from the Meadows. Mr. Big's.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this. There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Waynesburg leads Bethany 3-1, but could not cash in the bottom of the third. Runners at second and third with 1 out. And after a visit from Bethany head coach Rick Carver, Zach Edmiston followed up nicely with a strikeout of Kyle Wayand and then a ground out of Mark Timmons to end that threat. And out of the fourth we go. Zach Miller, Derek Miller, and Dylan Wassel. Zach Miller 0 for 1 with a strikeout as Luke Carter kicks and delivers. Breaking ball in the dirt, ball 1. Luke Carter ready with the signs from Timmons, and a 1-0 jams the batter. And best that Zach Miller can do is produce a flare shot foul territory that's caught by Matt Bensinger, ranging to his left for out number 1. Now it's Derek Miller who grounded out to Bensinger in the first inning. First offering, a fastball on the inside edge. Luke Carter, like Edmiston, likes to primarily work off his fastball. Pitch outside for a ball. Also has a curve that he'll use. Keep your eye on Carter the 5th and 6th innings if he's able to reach that point. As the 1-1 fastball away. I've seen him fatigue around that innings mark, around the 5th or 6th inning. So we'll see if he starts to wear down at that point. Right now in the 4th, 2-1. And a foul ball trickled back of home plate by Derek Miller. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3-1 the score favoring Waynesburg with 1 out in the top of the 4th.
And so far he's done a nice job. Just 1 run, scattering 4 hits. 2 hits in the first inning for Bethany, and then 1 each in the second and third innings.
Two. Breaking ball inside with Carter. Thought it was strike 3, and so did Derek Miller. Miller, he was all kind of locked up there. And now a payoff pitch from Luke Carter. And a swing and a foul tip into the glove of catcher Mark Timmons for strike 3. So the strikeout recorded anyway by Luke Carter. His 4th punch out of the afternoon. 2 away in the 4th.
The baseball does not lie.
That was interesting. The 2 reactions is Carter disappointed he didn't get the strikeout, and Derek Miller like, wait a minute, I'm still batting? Here's a ground ball on 2 hops to short off the bat of Dylan Wassel. Handled by Morai, throw to first in time. 1-2-3, go the Bison in the top of the 4th inning. After 3.5, it's Waynesburg 3, Bethany 1. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
For 3 generations, Sharp's Furniture has been proud to serve southwestern PA with their brand of personal service. Being an authorized dealer for Lazy Boy, they are dedicated to providing the finest quality products made here in the U.S. of A. Looking for custom upholstery? Sharp's carries a large selection of upholstery to choose from, all made in America. And their friendly staff will deliver right to your front door. Sharp's Furniture, your authorized Lazy Boy dealer. Family owned, family operated since 1917. Located just off I-70, exit 19B in Washington, PA.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
Welcome back to the PAC Sports Network's coverage of the PAC Baseball Championships. It's 3-1 Waynesburg over the Bethany Bison. The bottom of the 4th, Clay Roman, Neil Jacobin, and Eric Crum due up for the Yellow Jackets against Zach Edmiston. Edmiston's first pitch to Roman in the dirt for a ball. Roman with a squeeze bunt RBI sacrifice in the 2nd inning. At that time, tied the game at 1 up. And then Neil Jacobin followed with a 2-run double. That has us where we're at right now. Well hit fly ball to left center by Clay Roman, but hangs up high enough that Dylan Wassel can range to his left in the gap to make the catch for out number 1. Now Neil Jacobin, the Washington, Pennsylvania native, out of Trinity High School. Surely at some point probably played right next door over at Consol Energy Park. Trinity from time to time playing some of their high school games over at Consol. And a shallow fly ball to left, hustling in, diving effort into and out of the glove of Wassel. It's a base hit for Jacobin. Well, Wassel had it on the dive heading in toward the infield, but could not hang on.
Yeah, excellent effort. Full extension, diving forward. Definitely in his glove, like you called it, Randy. Just as he hit the turf, fell out. That would have been a highlight reel play had he held on as he hit the ground.
Top shelf effort. It is a base hit for Jakobin, his second hit of the day, and now Eric Crum, who's 0 for 1 plus a walk. Crum, as we talked about in last night's game, good pickoff move. Oh, safe the call with Jakobin, almost caught drifting there. But Crum lacing the baseball last night against W&J. Had 2 hits to show for it. Could have very well had been 3 hits, if not for good defensive play by Michael Ruffing. Breaking ball strike to Crum. And Edmiston, interesting, we mentioned that he likes to work primarily off the fastball, but now that he's been mixing in that curveball a little bit more, he's been more effective.
Anytime you can show a pitch, it's effective. If you can get that pitch over for a strike, even more effective, gives the batter something else to think about. If you're a primary fastball pitcher, you better have a very good fastball. Be able to locate that. Obviously, with Edmiston's walk totals, fastball's filling him a little bit today. Done a nice job mixing in a breaking pitch, just like that.
This time on the outside corner for strike 2. Well, good job of adjusting, Zach Edmiston. 0-2. This one sails over everyone at the plate. And that a wild pitch moves Jakobin to second. Jakobin with a wide turn of second base, but he will stay there as eventually Luke Flaus gets to the ball. (3-1) Waynesburg leading. 1 out and a runner in scoring position for Eric Crum. Crum, the reigning PAC hitter of the week. Crum, a big part of a weekend sweep against Westminster that helped Waynesburg earn a playoff berth. 1-2. Foul back to the netting. Crum during the previous week, as he earned PAC Hitter of the Week honors, was 12 for 20 with 6 doubles, 6 RBI, and 7 runs scored. Also had 2 stolen bases along the way. Pitch in the dirt and a scrambling stop made by catcher Flaus, keeping Jakobin at second. Runs the count to 2-2 on Crum. So to say that Crum is locked in, I think would be an understatement, especially with what we saw last night.
No, you're absolutely right. Stung the ball a few times. Made it out a couple times as well, but those were more a case of just hitting it in the wrong spot, not the fact that he didn't lace the baseball. He did a nice job spreading it all over the field.
2-2 called, strike 3 looking on the outside corner. That time a fastball from Edmiston. Crum doesn't like the call as he returns to the dugout, kind of muttering under his breath, but it's out number 2. And that the 3rd K of the day for Edmiston.
Such a difference in velocity between Edmiston's fastball and his curveball. Curveball kind of floats in there. Good break to it, but not nearly as hard as his fastball.
Nathan Morai fouls off the first pitch.
It's hard and soft out of the arm instead of hard and hard with movement. It's a very good contrast. Sometimes get a little bit more than that. It might be too big of a contrast. Hitters can wait on that breaking pitch when they key up for the fastball, but just enough to keep everybody off balance.
Stepping off, Edmiston walks the batter back towards second, almost a full escort. He just had no infielder there towards second. Actually, not even close to second base. He just walked in toward the bag.
Huge lead at second.
0-1. Outside this time to the right-handed hitting Morai. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Jakobin can pretty much do whatever he wants out there at second base. Both middle infielders well back with 2 outs, not really paying him much attention, so he can get a nice lead, huge jump with 2 outs as well. Anything in the outfield that gets it down will score him easily.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at second. 3-1 lead for Waynesburg. Pitch fouled away by Morai.
The outfield is really deep, very deep.
A lot of room in left center.
Yeah, shading towards right field.
Derek Miller, the center fielder, shading toward right center. Dylan Wassel, quite a ways off the line and left. 1-2 pitch. Stays high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2-run lead for the Yellow Jackets in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Have to keep an eye on that. I didn't notice that they were that deep all the time throughout this game, but could be a reason why Jacobin reached on that sinking line drive. Wassel, if he was that deep, certainly very little chance to catch a sinky fly ball.
2-2 fly ball, shallow right center, base hit. That'll score Jacobin from second, and it's 4-1 Waynesburg. Morai going with the pitch to right center, and he drops it home. And the Yellow Jackets expand their lead.
He just dropped it into right center field. We're shading in that direction, but Bethany outfielders playing very deep. That ball falling in front of him. 2-out base hit, and again, 2-out RBIs. 2-out RBIs. Been the story of this tournament.
Certainly has been the theme, especially today. John Kletzley watches a strike. Morai, second RBI of the tournament, 17th of the season, has Waynesburg up by 3 now. Kletzley walked his last trip to the dish in the 3rd. 0 for 1 overall. Inching out his lead is Morai. This one ripped into right field for a base knock. Morai going to try and go from 1st to 3rd, and he'll get there. Runners at the corners with 2 down, and Waynesburg continuing that 2-out theme. So 2-out RBI single by Morai, a single by Kletzley, moves Morai to 3rd, and here is Matt Bensinger. Catcher Luke Floss with some signals for his infielders. Bensinger has reached twice on an error in the 2nd and with a walk in the 3rd. Has scored a run. First pitch strike at the knees. Waynesburg scored 3 runs with just 1 hit in the 2nd inning. 0-1. Low this time. Waynesburg working for their 1 run thus far in the 4th with 3 hits. Both teams with 4 hits overall, but it's 4-1 Waynesburg. 1-1 high with a heater from Edmiston. 2 balls and a strike. Winner of this game will face W&J in the 6 p.m. contest. The loser is done for the year. First elimination game of the PAC championships. Here comes the 2-1, fouled away over the press box and beyond. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bensinger. Bensinger with 1 foot outside the batter's box. Adjusting his batting gloves, re-grip on the bat, ready to go. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. 3-run lead for Waynesburg in the 4th. Another foul ball off the bat of Bensinger.
Good fight here between Zach Edmiston and Matt Bensinger. Typically, as you go deeper into the count, the advantage turns towards the hitter. Hitter has the benefit of seeing multiple pitches, and if he can foul them off, eventually find one that he likes and hit it into fair territory.
Try another 2-2 pitch and another foul ball. Approximately 80 pitches on Edmiston as he shakes off a couple of signs.
Margin of error.
Plus or 5, I heard. It's like a poll, a political poll. Plus or minus 5 on that. 2-2 pitches outside for ball 3.
More than 5, not quite 100.
Dr. Terry Madonna from Millersville University says plus or minus on that poll of pitch count. Here comes the payoff pitch. Runner from first on the move, and Bensinger wastes another offering from Edmiston. I think Edmiston's thrown It seems like 80 pitches just in this at-bat against Bensinger. I know it's obviously not been that many, but wasting pitch after pitch. Bensinger looking to drive something eventually. During this plate appearance, runner from first again takes off. Skied, fly ball to center. Backing up Miller, now coming in a few steps. Finds his spot on the outfield to make the catch. And the inning is over. Waynesburg scores 1 run on 3 hits, 2 left stranded after 4 innings. It's Waynesburg 4, Bethany 1. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
What's Cody Gross bring to the table, Jared?
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help. Call us at 1-877-889-0965. That number, 877-889-0965. Or visit us online at triple.com and on Facebook.
Bethany Bison trailing Waynesburg 4-1. 1 run for the Bison in the first. Waynesburg with a 3 spot in the second. 1 more run in the bottom of the fourth. And we move to the fifth. Corey Myers, Chris Cagle, and Adam Becker to bat for the Bethany Bison.
Starters still in for both teams. Edmonston just finished up his 4th inning. Carter out here to start the 5th. There was action in the Bethany bullpen. Number 41, Cody Gross, getting loose.
Pitch a ball to Corey Myers. He hit into a 4-6-3 double play in the second inning. 1-0 ground ball toward Jakobin. Diving effort to his right from his knees. Throw won't be in time. It's a leadoff single for Corey Myers. Well, it was a hot shot ground ball to Jakobin that he turned into a 4-6-3 double play against Myers. He almost robbed Myers again, but it is an infield single.
Yeah, just too far to go, and not enough on his throw, having to throw from his knees back across his body, and had base hit written on it pretty much the whole way, even if that trickles out in the right field. But good job keeping it in the infield.
Chris Cagle 0 for 1 with a ground out back to the pitcher. Pickoff move back in safely as Myers. Luke Carter, a freshman pitcher out of Sagertown, Pennsylvania, at Sagertown High School, delivers strike 1. 3-time regional pitcher of the year and 3-time all-region awardee at third base while at Sagertown. Also lettered 4 years on the football field, played some basketball and some golf. 4-sport athlete.
So basketball, football, golf, and baseball.
The rare blend of 4 sports.
Yeah.
0-1 outside to Cagle, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Those are all pretty demanding sports, too, and practices with teams and everything of that nature. But golf, that's one of those where if you don't play for a while, or don't play at all, in my case, is you're pretty terrible.
Runner at first with nobody out of the 5th. 4-1 Yellow Jackets pitch. Misses inside to Cagle. 2 balls and a strike. So you're saying that you're not good at golf because you don't play very often?
I don't play enough. I'd like to be good at golf, but just not able to play enough.
I don't play at all, so that makes it real easy. I'm not bad at golf because I don't play.
You don't know how good you are.
Or how bad I am. 2-1 fly ball slicing foul down the left field side. It stays in play, but beyond the reach of left fielder Kyle Wayand. 2-2 on Cagle.
Golf is so difficult. By the time I get the feel of clubs and putting and everything, it turns into winter, and then I got to start the whole process over again the next year.
I'm okay with putt-putt. 2-2 to Cagle. In the dirt, kicks away from Timmons. Advancing to second is Myers. Myers jogs into second base because that ball almost rolled all the way to third. Nothing that Timmons could do to stop him. Bethany trailing by 3. They had grabbed a 1-0 lead in the first inning. But Waynesburg 3 runs in the second, 1 in the fourth. And Luke Carter trying to maintain that advantage, but the Bison building a threat. Payoff pitch, ground ball to second. Yakupin on a couple of hops, handles it, throws to first. 1 away, ground ball advances Myers to third.
Yeah, excellent job by Cagle, right side of the infield. Moving Myers over to third, 1 out, so sacrifice fly is in play for Bethany.
Now it's Adam Becker, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. At this point in the game, even if you get just 1 run here for Bethany, you take it, but you'd like to get that 1 run with the presence of Corey Myers at third. Fastball away, ball 1 to the right-handed hitting Becker.
Well, definitely a huge opportunity here. Runner on third, less than 2 outs. Corner infielders are about even, maybe a step in front of the base. Middle infield back.
1-0, and a soft liner into left field for a base hit. Well, Becker says, I'll do it with a hit. Don't worry about sac flies or ground balls. Take care of it that way. It's a 4-2 game. Jules Lido, he singled in the third. Carter taking his time with the sides, now a breaking ball. Outside, ball 1. And Luke Carter wants a new baseball. Jules Lido started 30 games for Bethany last year. Honorable mention all PAC back in 2012, Jules Lido. Well, the runner at first and 1 out, 4-2 Waynesburg in the 5th. Pitch a strike, good fastball there from Carter. I mentioned watch for Carter in the 5th and 6th innings as he tends to fatigue along this time frame of the game, the middle innings of the game. Bethany coming up with 1 in this 5th. It's still working from the stretch, the 1-1. Breaking ball, check swing, though. Rung up by Mark Schmidt is Lido for strike 2.
Good hard breaking ball started over the plate. Fell off the table. Lido went around on that pitch. Now finds himself in a hole.
Carter's 1-2. And the dirt stopped by Timmons as he watches base runner Becker back to first. That ball rolled in between home plate and the pitcher's mound as Timmons very carefully eyed the base runner. Temperature in the low 80s in Washington, Pennsylvania today. It's been a cloudy day, but for the most part, we've stayed dry. 2-2, and this one hits Lido. Breaking ball that clearly gets away from Carter, and Lido saw it coming. He wasn't going to move because it was a soft breaking ball. And it plunks him. Becker to second, Lido to first.
Yeah, veteran move by Lido. Reading that pitch out of his hand. Just stood there, let the ball hit him, and an easy free pass with a 2-strike count.
Zach Edmiston has reached twice today, the starting pitcher for the Bethany Bison.
That one you'll think about as a pitcher, hitting a batter with 2 strikes.
Two on, 1 out, 4-2 Waynesburg in the 5th. Inside to Edmiston, ball 1, and Timmons wants to come out for a chat. Waynesburg, no one throwing in the bullpen yet.
Used several pitchers last night against WNJ. Looks like the catcher has equipment on. The gate swings open, and we'll have a couple catchers go down there at least.
So that means a couple of pitchers will follow, and that's the case. Colton Lippincott, who we saw last night, and Jacob Meyer, who we saw last night as well, both going out to the bullpen. Waynesburg falling to W&J last night, 14-4. Bethany falling to Thomas More yesterday, 14-5. It's 4-2 Waynesburg here, the 5th. Bethany looking to cash in with 2 runners aboard in the 1-0 fastball on the outer edge for a strike. Edmiston started the run scoring in this contest, doubled to begin the ball game, and then scored on a Luke Flaus RBI single. 1-1, breaking ball away. Carter trying to buckle down. Stares down the runner at second. 2-1 pitch. Fly ball to shallow left center field. In comes Wayand. Makes the catch. Runners will stay put, 2 away. Now it's Luke Flaus. RBI single in the first. Struck out looking in the third. Well, as we've talked about, 2-out base hits has been the theme of the tournament for just about everyone. Earlier in today's game, most of the runs that scored in the Thomas More 9-6 victory over W&J came across the pay station on 2-out base hits. And Luke Flaus with an opportunity for that here. As Becker at second, Lito at first. Shortstop Morai in behind the base runner at second. Popping the glove, breaking ball, a strike from Carter. Waynesburg 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Bethany 2 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. 0-1, fastball a strike on the outer third. Now Flaus in an 0-2 hole. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, breaking ball, hit slowly to short. Gobbled up by Morai. He'll throw high, but climbing the ladder, Bensinger, and keeps his heel on the bag to corral the out. Final out goes 6-3, and that ends the top of the 5th. 1 run on 2 hits, a hit batsman, and 2 left stranded for the Bison. After 4.5, it's Waynesburg 4, Bethany 2. You are listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Listening to the PAC.
The Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America has important information for people with asthma. There are 2 main causes of asthma symptoms: airway constriction you feel and inflammation you may not, and most medicines only treat one. At asthma.com, you'll find information about working with your doctor and treating both main causes of asthma symptoms, and how this can help prevent symptoms before they even start. This message brought to you by AAFA with funding and editorial support by GlaxoSmithKline. For more information, go to asthma.com.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand. But I do. I'm attorney Dan Foster, Mr. Debt Buster. I'm not here to judge, I'm here to help. Call 877-673-3282 or visit MrDebtBuster.com. There is a way out, and I'll help get you there.
Foster Law Offices is a debt relief agency helping people file for relief under the U.S. Bankruptcy Code.
I'm attorney.
Welcome back to Ross Memorial Park. It's 4-2. Bethany trailing the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. And in the bottom of the 5th, new pitcher checks in for the Bison as Cody Gross, right-handed freshman out of West Mifflin High School, enters the contest. Gross 1-0 in 8 appearances with a 3.38 ERA. In 13 1/3 innings has allowed 14 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned with 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. Zach Miller at third base for the Bethany Bison, and catcher Luke Flaus checking in with the new hurler as Jordan Truscott will start things off in the bottom of the 5th. Truscott, Kyle Wand, and Mark Timmons. Edmiston, the starting pitcher today, now the DH for the Bethany Bison. 1-0 chopper, third base side, played by Zach Miller. Hard throw across the diamond, but low, unable to scoop it up. Cagle juggles it, and it's a one-out base runner for the Yellow Jackets. Truscott aboard, and that a E5 on Zach Miller on the low throw across. Kyle Way in the left fielder, 0 for 1. Sack bunt in the second. Struck out looking in the third. Foul ball out of play. Waynesburg 3 in the second, 1 in the fourth. Bethany 1 in the first, 1 in the top of the fifth. We're in the bottom half. Is Waynesburg trying to expand their lead back to 3 again, or more if they can muster it.
Definitely an opportunity with the leadoff runner on.
Gross with the pitch, fouled away again by Wayand, 0-2.
Kind of surprised that Wayand is not showing bunt here in this situation. They've already been successful with a number of sacrifice bunts in this game. Certainly an opportunity to move a runner into scoring position. At this point, Waynesburg looking to just add 1 an inning if they can. 1 this inning.
0-2 outside for a ball. Truscott at first on an air. And Cody Gross, he is a 3-sport athlete from his high school days at West Mifflin. Played 4 years of soccer, 1 year of basketball. 1-2 pitch. Foul ball off one of the poles that holds up the netting behind home plate. So we had a 4-sport athlete and Luke Carter getting the start today for Waynesburg and now working in relief. 3-sport athlete during his high school days, Cody Gross. Gross looking for some big outs in the middle innings here. 1-2, breaking ball called, strike 3, looking as he locks up Wayan. 1 out.
Boy, excellent pitch. Backdoor breaking ball to the lefty Wayan, and he's talking to himself going back to the dugout. Excellent, excellent pitch there, pulling the string.
Out of the plate, it's Mark Timmons, who's 0 for 1. A walk and a run scored in the second. Pitch outside, a delayed steal, and into second base safely is Truscott. A delayed steal. Stolen base, a rare stolen base for the Yellow Jackets, as they were last in the conference in that category, but Truscott into scoring position with 1 away for Timmons.
Nice opportunity to move up, saw it, and took it. Both middle infielders, or neither one really moved towards second base. No one for Files to throw to.
One 0. Pitch from Gross up above the letters, and 2 balls and no strikes. Totals on Zach Edmiston, 4 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 1 earned, 3 strikeouts, 5 walks. 2-0. Gross brings a strike this time. Sharp pitch on the inner part of the plate to right-handed hitting Timmons. Waynesburg up 4-2 in the bottom of the fifth with Truscott at second base. Gross takes a quick look at the runner. Has the runner again, delivers to the plate low. Blocked by catcher Luke Flaus and encouraged by Mark Timmons. Truscott stays at second base as the pitch did not get away really at all from Flaus. Gross chewing his bubble gum, reading the signs, ready to go. From the stretch, Triple takes the runner this time. Deals the 3-1, breaking ball, ground ball, left side of the infield. Gloved on the backhand in the hole by Lito. Throw to first, a little low in time. Dug out by Cagle. For out number 2, Truscott stays at second.
Jules Lito, nice job moving into the hole. Very reliable with the glove and shown it time and time again here in the tournament. Excellent defensive player.
Clay Roman 0 for 1. Squeeze bunt successful in the second inning. Good for a sack RBI. Flew out the left in the fourth. As Trescott at second base with 2 down in the fifth. 4-2 Jackets. And a breaking ball, wave and a miss, foul tip into the glove of Flaus for strike one. Gross deliberate on the mound. Brings the 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. Will run the count even, 1-1.
Good work of squaring that pitch up by Flaus, not letting it kick to either side of him. It just trickled in front of him. An easy play. Runner could not move up.
Clay Roman, all PAC second team member last season. On the 1-1, Roman watches carefully, a fastball away. Roman named to the player to watch list by the publication Collegiate Baseball in the preseason this year. Big part of the ECAC South Tournament Championship for Waynesburg a year ago. 2-1 fly ball down the right field line. Long run, but a foul ball. Corey Myers unable to get to it. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Roman. Now, last year, Waynesburg winning the ECAC tournament. And Roman was voted the most outstanding player of the tournament last year. A transfer from Marietta College. Also one of the toughest batters in the nation to strike out. He's actually 8th in the nation in that category. So toughest to strike out, 8th toughest to strike out in Division III. And Gross with 2 strikes on him, but don't look for a K here, or if you obtain one, save the baseball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Trescott at second, 2-run lead for Waynesburg. Ground ball chopper, left side of the infield. Backhanded in the hole again by Lito. Strong throw in time. Lito showing off the cannon. Back-to-back plays for Lito to get 6-3 outs of Timmons and Roman. An error and 1 left stranded by Waynesburg in the 5th. Score after 5. Waynesburg 4, Bethany 2. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Mr. Big's Sports Grill and Tap Room, Washington's premier sports restaurant, offering an all-day lunch and dinner menu featuring a wide variety of items, including Mr. Big's platter, ribs, boneless wings, and shrimp. Stop in and enjoy what's on any of their 25 HD TVs, or relax on the fully seated patio. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 2 a.m. with live entertainment every weekend. Located at 595 Racetrack Road off I-79 at exit 41, down from the Meadows. Mr. Big's.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this. There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
4-2 W&J, or excuse me, 4-2 Waynesburg, rather, leading the Bethany Bison.
It says W&J on the scoreboard. Waynesburg is the home team.
W&J's home park at Ross Memorial. W&J will be in action in the 6 p.m. game. Stay tuned for that. Their opponent to be determined. They'll face the winner of this one. As the Yellow Jackets leading 4-2, they'll face Zach Miller, Derek Miller, and Dylan Wassel in this 6th inning. And starting pitcher Luke Carter continues on, brings a strike to Zach Miller, who's 0 for 2 today. Oh-1, breaking ball up and in. Also, to clarify something, in case some folks were wondering, Zach Edmiston, who was the starting pitcher today, now the DH in the leadoff spot in the lineup, that is allowed as long as he's listed as /DH in the lineup card, which evidently is the case for Edmiston to begin the day. And so Edmiston is the designated hitter now. He's not due up this frame, but just in case someone wondering the rule at home. 2-1 the count. Carter deals low and in toward the feet. of the batter, Zach Miller. 3 balls and a strike. 4-2 Waynesburg in the 6th. 3-1 pitch and a soft pop to shallow center and ranging to his right second baseman, Neil Yakupin. And it's out number 1. So Yakupin hauls in that soft pop up. And now it's Derek Miller who's 0 for 2. Wide of the offering from Carter. Good fastball for a strike. Miller checking over signs with Timmons, now ready with the 0-1. Bender stays downstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike on Miller. Zach Edmiston making 4 innings today, making it through 4 for the Bethany Bison before being relieved by Cody Gross. 1-1 ground ball to short, gobbled up by Morai. Throw to first in time. 2 down now with nobody on in the 6th inning. 4-2 Waynesburg in front. Dylan Wassel, the next hitter. He's 1 for 2. First pitch, a strike to Wassel, the left-handed hitter. Catching the inside part of the plate. Nobody aboard for Wassel here, 0-1. Inside with the heater goes Carter, 1 ball, 1 strike. Wassel out of Elizabeth Forward High School, the left-handed hitting senior. Takes a pitch low, 2 balls and a strike. Line of the 2-1. Delivery low again for Carter. Frustrated with the release of that last pitch. Looking for a 1-2-3 inning. He's had a couple along the way already today. Ground ball pulled foul first base side. With the help of a double play in the 2nd inning, Carter with a 1-2-3 inning. Then the conventional 1-2-3 in the 4th, trying to do it the same way here in the 6th. 4-2 Waynesburg. Full count, nobody on for Wassel. And the pitch inside, ball 4. And Wassel is on. Just the first walk allowed by Carter. Did hit a batter back in the 5th.
Yeah, nice job being in control on the mound, not allowing those free passes to hurt him. The way to not allow free passes to hurt you is not give up any free passes.
Breaking ball off the outside corner to right-handed hitting Corey Myers, ball 1. Myers singled and scored in the 5th inning. Bethany with 1 in the 1st and 1 in the 5th. Waynesburg 3 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th.
Wassel on the bases this year, 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts.
1-0 fastball, a strike on the outer portion of the plate. First baseman Bensinger holding Wassel aboard in that direction. From the stretch, 1-1 from Carter. Good bender, but just off the outside corner. Glad you can be with us today on the PAC Sports Network. We have coverage of every PAC tournament game. 2-1, fouled straight back, 2-2.
Continuing to throw down in the Waynesburg bullpen, double barrel action. Lippincott and Meyer went down there about an inning or so ago, continuing to stay loose.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on, and a foul ball.
Doesn't look like either of them are really throwing off a mound, just keeping their arms loose in case they are needed.
Right now the inning is quiet, but Just one hit away from making some noise, the Bison. 2-2 away, full count on Corey Myers.
Well, there will be motion on the bases, 3 and 2. 2 outs.
Only 4 home runs this year as a unit for the Bethany Bison. 3-2, fly ball, right center field. That's going to drop in the gap for a base hit and roll to the fence. Being waved around third is Dylan Wassel. He'll come in to score. It's a 4-3 game.
Boy, huge clutch RBI double for Myers. Right center field gap. That got down, went all the way to the wall, and with the runner moving, no chance for anything at the plate. Wassel scoring standing up. That's a 1-run game.
So the 2-out base hits. The trend continues. RBI double by Corey Myers. Scores Wassel from first, and now it's Chris Cagle who can tie it up with a base hit.
Yeah, on one hand you have the RBI hit to score the run to make it a 1-run game, but with a double, you're 1 base hit away from tying this game.
Now it's Perry Cunningham, the pitching coach for the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets, out to the pitcher's mound. And now there's 2 pitchers in the bullpen throwing in a more hurried fashion than they were just moments ago. So Perry Cunningham, we talked about last night, the former Chillicothe Paint. A few years of professional baseball out of Steubenville, Ohio. Perry Cunningham with the coaching staff of the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. Out comes Mark Schmidt to break up the meeting. Waynesburg going with their ace in last night's contest, Brian Resnick. Resnick touched up by the W&J presidents, although Resnick in the early portion of that game looked strong, but eventually W&J wore him down. And Bethany with Zach Kozlowski taking an L yesterday. Both of these squads going to their number 2 pitchers. And right now it's a 4-3 contest. Waynesburg clinging to the lead in the 6th. Pitch low to Chris Cagle.
Sun's coming out at least for a moment. I haven't seen that since very early on today.
Fastball outside for Carter. Taking a look at the radar, just some small storm cells around the Washington area, Washington County area, so hopefully we'll see more sun.
Storm cells. Hopefully they stay away.
And down I-70. Hopefully they're moving in not in a straight west to east direction, but they have an alternate course. 2-0 pitch, a strike to Chris Cagle. 2-1 with 2 outs, a runner in scoring position. 1-run advantage for the Yellow Jackets. 2-1. That one a strike at the knees. Cagle and Zach Miller have been terrific freshmen this year for the Bison. And Cagle with a chance. 2-2, well outside and low. Full count.
Not be surprised to see another breaking pitch. Carter's had good success with that pitch and tying up hitters. Only 3-2. Cagle will be looking for something harder.
Payoff pitch and a fastball hit to left and dropping quickly. Bloops in for a base hit and off the glove of Wayand and behind him. In to score is Myers, and we're tied up 4-4. Wayand recovered quickly to keep at least Cagle to first. But Myers scores, and we're tied up 4-4. And that is it for Luke Carter as Mike Humiston comes out and he will go to the bullpen. So we are squared. 2 runs for the Bison in the 6th. And all of the action after 2 outs. How many times have we said that just today alone?
Probably just make a recording of it because it seems like we're saying it every inning that there's runs. 2 out, hit, 2 out, hit. A lot of times these teams are doing it with the first 2 batters of the inning making outs, and then they start their rally from there. This time just a couple of nice jobs, nice hits from Bethany, staying alive in this inning. Double to right center field. That ball going the opposite way off the bat of Chris Cagle, getting that to drop in to tie the game at 4. A brand new ball game. Now it really gets interesting. We talked about strategies with pitching and everything, and certainly an all-hands-on-deck type of game where if you lose this game, your season is over. But now it gets really interesting heading into these late innings. A little chess match. Who is available to throw? How many innings can they go? Because you're looking at the winner playing a game right after this. But certainly you have to win this game to get to the next one.
RBI single for Chris Cagle evens the score, and W&J awaiting the winner of this contest at 6 p.m. or approximately so. We're at the 5 p.m. hour currently on the PAC Sports Network. I'm Randy Gore along with Justin Piles for the broadcast of this one and each and every game in the PAC baseball tournament.
Line for Luke Carter, 5 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs. They were all earned. Still responsible for Cagle at first base. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Overall, good work by him. Just 2 runs through 5 innings. A little bit of trouble with 2 outs here in the 6th. Could not get through the inning. Now Waynesburg will turn to their bullpen.
Colton Lippincott will enter for the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. We saw him last night against W&J working in relief. Lippincott went 1 2/3 innings, allowing 2 runs, both earned on 2 hits. He walked 3 and did not strike out a batter. So Lippincott to face Adam Becker, runner at first with 2 outs. Bethany has tied it all up 4-4. It was 4-1 Yellow Jackets. RBI single in the 5th by Adam Becker. RBI hits in the 6th for Corey Myers and Chris Cagle have evened the score. Bensinger holding the runner at first. Lippincott from the stretch. Peeks over his left shoulder at the runner. Brings to the plate. It's high, ball 1. So both starters out of the game now after Carter checks out for Lippincott. Throw back to first. Sliding in safely head first is Cagle. Lippincott, 6'2", freshman. Homegrown product for Waynesburg out of Waynesburg Central High School. The Raiders, 1-0. Fastball low, 2 balls and no strikes. A couple of comebacks today. We saw that in Game 1. Thomas More fell behind 6-0, rallied for a 9-6 win. 2-0 from Lippincott. Fastball away. Snap throw to first. Cagle in safely. Here in this one, it was 4-1 Yellow Jackets after 4 innings. But Bethany has rallied a tie. Bison 4 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors. Waynesburg 4 runs on 4 hits and no errors. Lippincott's next pitch. Taking all the way, it's a strike. Becker with a false start toward first base, but he'll return for a 3-1 offering. Home plate umpires don't like that too often.
I think with a take sign on and a 3-0 count, I think that's a little more accepted.
Good lead at first for Cagle. Oh, and they catch him. False start along the way. He tries to dive back into first. No, we're going to have a balk call. Well, Cagle would have been out, but a balk is the call, so Cagle is still alive. Waynesburg, here comes Mike Humiston to dispute. Well, Cagle was well short of first base on his return slide. He took a big false step towards second. And the call by the home plate umpire, Mark Schmidt, on the balk, as Cagle will have second base as the inning continues. Mike Humiston wants an explanation. shaking his head. He says no way. And Mark Schmidt says yes way. This inning is still on. Absolutely terrible, the quote from Mike Humiston on that call. And in a 4-4 game, Adam Becker with a 3-1 count, a chance to drive in the go-ahead run. Cagle at second now. Lippencott's pitch is high, ball 4. 2 aboard for Jules Leto. Jules Leto has reached twice this afternoon, a single in the third, hit by pitch in the fifth. Jordan Lippincott mentioned he walked 3 with no strikeouts at 1 2/3 last night. Already with 1 walk, he is yet to retire a batter in this appearance as he's facing his second opposing batter in Jules Leto. Bethany with a 2-run frame and counting. Lippincott deliberate, checking over the signs from Timmons. Now comes set, stares down Cagle at second. And an off-speed pitch for a strike. Chops that one at the knees. Leto, right-handed hitting shortstop for the Bison. Leto, a couple of fine plays defensively today as well. Both in the hole, displaying the strong arm. Now the 0-1. Fastball slapped at and pushed out of play right side of the ball yard. Leto in an 0-2 hole. Lippincott trying to keep it at a tie contest at this point. We're in the 6th. As he's been, Lippincott looks down the runner, Cagle. Double take now. Drifting in behind is a shortstop, Morai, and a spin off the mound by Lippincott. Trying to keep that runner close, if nothing else. Morai directly behind the runner, popping the glove. Lippincott with a stare down of Cagle brings the 0-2 fastball up at the letters. Or in Bethany's case, the letter with the B on the chest.
Well, this is definitely an instance here where Lippincott needs to bear down and find a way to get Leto out. Ahead in the count, 0-2, wastes the pitch up high, but now it's come right after Leto.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, ground ball, hit to Morai, right to him near the second base bag. Well, Morai was playing in behind the runner, popping the glove, and the roller, while it was headed up the middle, goes right to him, and he steps on the bag to end the inning. 2 runs on 2 hits, a couple of walks, and 2 left stranded. Score after 5.5. It's Bethany 4, Waynesburg 4. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Yo, what's up? This is the Black Eyed Peas, and we're here for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. Music is one of the most important things in our lives, but nothing is more important than life itself. So when you drink and drive, you're risking the life of yourself and the lives of everybody on the road. Don't plan to drive, just plan ahead.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
For 3 generations, Sharp's Furniture has been proud to serve southwestern PA with their brand of personal service. Being an authorized dealer for Lazy Boy, they are dedicated to providing the finest quality products made here in the US of A. Looking for custom upholstery? Sharp's carries a large selection of upholstery to choose from, all made in America. And their friendly staff will deliver right to your front door. Sharp's Furniture, your authorized Lazy Boy dealer. Family owned, family operated since 1917. Located just off I-70, exit 19B in Washington, PA.
This one's going to come down to the bullpens today as Cody Gross and Jordan Lippincott on the bump now for Waynesburg and Bethany, respectively. Tie game 4-4. Bethany has evened it up after a 2-run top of the sixth. Now in the Waynesburg half of the sixth, it's Neil Jakobin against Gross, and Jakobin accepts strike one on the inside edge. Jakobin 2 for 2 this afternoon with a double and a single. Pitch to him in the dirt for a ball. 2-run double, as a matter of fact, for Jakobin back in the second inning. After a single in the fourth, scored a run on an RBI base hit by Nathan Morai. Gross, the right-hander, deals the 1-1. Breaking ball waved at and missed for strike two. Update in PAC softball in the NCAA tournament. Thomas More leading Chicago 8-0 in the third inning. 1-2. Breaking ball, tap foul around home plate. So the PAC colors being flown proudly so far today by the Thomas More softball team. Thomas More baseball team, they'll be in action tomorrow in the championship round of this baseball tournament. Earlier today, coming back to beat W&J 9-6, the Saints. Swing and a miss on the 1-2 pitch, and picked up by catcher Flaus. Throws the first to complete the strikeout, 2-3. Jakobin retired for the first time today. Second strikeout for Gross. Eric Crum 0 for 2 with a walk in the second. And the left-handed hitter looks at strike one. A 4-4 game in the sixth. Kicking the 0-1. Ground ball rolled to first. Gobbled up by Cagle. He'll take it himself at the bag. 2 away with nobody on in the bottom of the sixth for Nathan Morai.
Nathan Morai.
Only one batter has reached against Gross. That was Jordan Truscott on an error. So far, good work out of the Bethany right-hander. And a bender for a strike. We saw good work yesterday from Alex Fenstermacher out of the Bethany bullpen as he ate up, what was it, 6 or 7 innings for Bethany. And to be exact, actually, it seemed like that many. It was 4 2/3 innings for Fenstermacher. It seemed like that much more. But regardless, it was great work because they had to go to the bullpen early, and Fenstermacher eating up innings. While it was a loss for Bethany, he has kept the bullpen fresh today. Count 1-1 on Morai. And the offering is outside, 2 balls and a strike.
And Gross has been excellent today. 1 2/3 innings, a couple of strikeouts, 3 ground ball outs. Waynesburg having a difficult time squaring him up.
4-4, Bethany and Waynesburg. Nobody on with 2 outs. 2-1 pitch. Bounding ball to short. Gliding to his left, Lido. Throws across to the first baseman. Cagle to end the inning. 1-2-3. Go the Yellow Jackets. Score after 6. Bethany 4, Waynesburg 4. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help. Call us at 1-877-889-0965. That number, 877-889-0965. Or visit us online at triple.com and on Facebook.
Bethany and Waynesburg locked up in a 4-4 tie as we enter the 7th. Zach Edmiston, Luke Flaus, and Zach Miller. 1, 2, 3 hitters for the Bison to face reliever Jordan Lippincott. 4 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors for the Bison. 4 runs on 4 hits for Waynesburg, no errors. It's been a breezy day today, wind blowing out to right. It's been that case for much of the tournament. As the tall right-hander brings a pitch, Edmiston lays down a bunt, a good one, picked up by Timmons, throw to first. In time to get the speedster Edmiston. 2-3 the out, 1 down in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, good bunt by Edmiston, just trying to get on base any way he can, but Timmons flying out of his crouch. Great work by him. So it was a good bunt, better play by the Waynesburg catcher.
Here's Flaus. He drove in a run with a single in the first inning. Looks like some loose garbage blowing along the field. And the on-deck batter, Zach Miller, will take care of that. Just some debris blowing through. And the home plate umpire, Mark Schmidt, did not want play to continue until that was taken care of. Well, kind of exemplary of the wind. We were talking about that just moments ago. Been a breezy day. Lippincott, high leg kick, and the fastball, a strike on the inner portion of the plate on Luke Flaus. Now the 0-1 from Lippincott. Hard ground ball, left side of the infield and through. Base hit, 1 out single for Flaus.
Third baseman, Zach Miller.
Here's Zach Miller 0 for 3. Waynesburg still with 2 arms up in the bullpen. Derek Zavatsky, one of those, their closer. Pickoff move. Flaus back in safely, head first.
5'8" Zavatsky and 5'7" Jacob Meyer.
Another pickoff throw. And again, back safely is Flaus. Four ball game in the 7th. 1 on with 1 out for Bethany. Fastball for Lippincott is outside. 1-0 on Zach Miller. Steps out of the batter's box to check signs with Rick Carver, third base coach and head coach of the Bison. From the stretch, Lippincott. A long pause and the delivery brings a strike at the knees. Now the Bethany Bison making their first tournament appearance since 2006. Waynesburg their first since 2005. It was a brief stay back in 06 for Bethany. Lost to Grove City in the first day 9-3, then 8-4 to W&J in day 2. Hoping for a longer stay this time around. Dueling with Waynesburg, 1-1 breaking ball off the outside corner.
Yeah, it's great that those teams are back in the tournament after so long, but I think the big thing to take away from this game is someone's going to get their first tournament win in a very long time.
We discussed earlier on the program's history and how they were the strongest in the conference in the late 90s and early 2000s. Foul ball away by Miller. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Flaus at first base. 4-4 between Waynesburg and Bethany. So very fitting that these teams doing battle once again in a PAC baseball tournament. Also fitting that it's a close ball game. They had some battles back in their day. at the belt, and a step over throw to first. Back in again is Flouse. Zach Miller, a major contributor as a freshman in the 3 spot of the batting order on the 2-2 pitch, pops it out of play. Miller, a great team player, talking with Rick Carver. He said that Miller's natural position isn't necessarily third base, and they had Lito at shortstop, where Miller typically had played in his past in high school, and had that spot pretty well anchored down with Becker at second as well. And he said, well, we got a spot at third, and Miller said, Coach, I'll play wherever you put me. 2-2, breaking ball low and away, full count. And you'll have to have guys like that on your team. And not only accepting that role, but in excelling in that role. Bethany looking for a base hit here. Try and grab the lead. They've rallied from a 4-1 deficit. A lot of attention paid to Flouse, another throw in that direction. Wind picks up now. Runner going on the payoff pitch. It's skied to shallow left. Long run for Wayand. But he calls off the shortstop Morai as he had enough time to get to it. Hauls it in for out number 2. Retreating back to first is Flouse. That high fly ball also allowed Flouse the opportunity to get back. Now it's Derek Miller who's 0 for 3. So the Millers a combined 0 for 7, and that's important for Waynesburg because that's the 3 and 4 hitters in the lineup. Jordan Lippincott on the bump and relief. It's a curveball strike on the outside corner against Miller. Under Rick Carver, Bethany winning 4 PAC titles. Carver's also won 4 PAC Coach of the Year awards during his 24-year tenure. Oh, 1. Another curveball low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Bison looking for another clutch 2-out hit here. Certainly some kind of production from their 3. Throw over to first. Their 3 spot in the order would be absolutely beneficial for them. These are the guys that come through for you the entire year. An opportunity here.
Now the 1-1. Fastball, hard hit roller through the left side of the infield. Base hit. That'll push Flouse to second. 2 on with 2 outs. You don't want to be a pitcher with 2 outs in this game, and Lippincott won't be because Mike Humiston on his way out to the pitcher's mound, and he will go to the bullpen.
Yeah, no mistake. 1 step out of the dugout, he was already calling the bullpen.
Now Rick Carver wants his base runners to congregate toward the Bethany dugout for a quick conversation as Waynesburg will go to the bullpen. And it will be sophomore Derek Zavatsky out of Latrobe, Pennsylvania. So as Zavatsky gets loosened up and Bethany gets ready to face Zavatsky, Dylan Wassel, the next hitter. We'll take a quick break. We're tied in the 7th, 4-4 contest, Bethany and Waynesburg. You are listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Visagroup, a multifaceted graphic designs company that has been producing great designs since 1999, offering creative services like branding, new media, illustration, exhibitions, advertising, direct mail, and annual reports. Everything Visagroup does is focused on producing outstanding design and service. For a design consultation, email Visagroup at info@visagroup.net. Good things come in small packages, and we do big things.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand. But I do. I'm attorney Dan Foster, Mr. Debt Buster. I'm not here to judge, I'm here to help. Call 877-673-3282 or visit MrDebtBuster.com. There is a way out, and I'll help get you there.
Foster Law Offices is a debt relief agency helping people file for relief under the U.S. Bankruptcy Code.
New pitcher taking his warm-ups, ready to enter in relief. Derek Zavatsky for the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets, 5'8" sophomore, as he checks in for Jordan Lippincott, who goes 1 inning, allowing 2 hits. No runs thus far. He is responsible for the 2 on board, 1 walk and no strikeouts. And Derek Zavatsky's totals this season for Waynesburg: 11 appearances, 1 start. He's 0-1. With a 2.87 ERA and 4 saves in 15 2/3, has allowed 18 hits, 9 runs, 5 earned, 6 walks, and 10 strikeouts. So Mike Humiston going to Zavatsky here for an important out, as he has collected important outs all season long, trying to keep this a tie game. Zavatsky, who is expected to battle for the starting catcher spot with Mark Timmons this year. Breaking ball high, now works as a battery mate with Timmons. Zavatsky, the pitcher of the week, back on April 21st in the President's Athletic Conference. 4-4 game in the 7th, 2 outs, 2 on for Bethany. Fastball inside, 2-0. Zavatsky will still play occasionally in the field, but struggling as a position player, hitting just 125. 2-0. Fastball upstairs, 3-0. Right now, he's in danger of walking Dylan Wassel.
He walked 6 in just 15 2/3. It's a high number for limited action.
Takes a look at the runners, deals the 3-0. It's low, ball 4. Bases are loaded for Bethany. Wassel reaches on the free pass, second time he has today by way of the walk. Also singled back in the second, so overall 1 for 2. Miller to second base, Derek Miller. And at third is Luke Flaus. Corey Myers, 2 for 3, a single, an RBI double, and 2 runs scored. With a herd of base runners here for the Bison, trying to break this 4-4 tie. Zavatsky brings a fastball fly ball to right. To his right goes Eric Crum. Makes a reaching catch toward the wall to keep it a tie ball game. Corey Myers gave it a poke, but Eric Crum denies him with a fine running catch to his right. And that ends the inning. 7th inning stretch time at Ross Memorial Park. The score is Bethany 4, Waynesburg 4. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Mr. Big's Sports Grill and Tap Room, Washington's premier sports restaurant, offering an all-day lunch and dinner menu featuring a wide variety of items, including Mr. Big's platter, ribs, boneless wings, and shrimp. Stop in and enjoy what's on any of their 25 HD TVs, or relax on the fully seated patio. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 2 a.m. with live entertainment every weekend. Located at 595 Racetrack Road off I-79 at exit 41, down from the Meadows. Mr. Big's.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this. There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
At Ross Memorial Park, a couple of good games today. Thomas More defeating W&J in the first contest of the afternoon, 9-6, rallying from a 6-run deficit for that victory. Here in Game 2, Waynesburg was up 4-1 before Bethany rallies to tie things up. We're in a 4-4 contest, moving to the bottom of the 7th, and How about the top of the 7th? Bases loaded, 2 outs. Corey Myers, deep fly ball to right center. And Eric Crum with a big-time catch.
Well, the games just keep getting better and better, closer and closer as we continue on in this tournament.
John Kletzley has reached twice today, 1 for 2 overall. Singled his last time up, takes a strike on the outer edge. Gross continues in relief for the Bethany Bison.
Yeah, why not? Great job through 2 innings. Quick reset of the signs. Step off, step back on.
Cody Gross brings the 1-0. Ground ball right side. Sliding effort made by Becker up to his feet. And the throw to first. It's out number 1.
It's easy to pitch well. Pitch in control when you get defense like that.
A lot of ground balls as well. Aside from the 2 strikeouts for Cody Gross, everything else has been on the ground for Waynesburg. Well, Gross has been on the bump, and he's been on since the 5th. 5 ground ball outs. Matt Bensinger pops one third base side out of play. One of the W&J coaches coming out of the locker room, foul ball was headed in that direction. Give him the heads up.
Welcome to the field.
4-4 here in the 7th, bottom half. 0-1. Stays away to Bensinger. 1 ball, 1 strike. So an exciting day of action thus far on the PAC Sports Network. 3rd game, W&J awaiting their opponent. 1-1. And a liner foul left field side. Ducking under that foul ball was Andy Dudonis, the third base umpire. Loser goes home in this one. Winner will play the Presidents in our next contest. 1-2 curveball called. Strike 3. 3 punch outs for Cody Gross. And 2 away in the 7th.
Third baseman, Jordan Truscott.
Jordan Truscott walked and scored in the 2nd, reached on an error, stole a base in the 5th. Things have been quiet since the entry of Cody Gross for the Yellow Jackets. Fastball away to the right-handed hitting Truscott.
Cody Gross only threw 13 1/3 innings this year. He should have used him a little bit more. Maybe at least a little bit more against Waynesburg. He's mowing down Jackets right now.
1-0. Downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. We're all square at 4 apiece of the 7th. 2-0 is inside near the letters. Turning his left elbow in toward home plate. Jordan Truscott to avoid the pitch. Gross has not been behind much, but he is 3-0 here on Truscott. Comes with a pitch. It's low ball 4. First walk issued by Cody Gross. And only the 2nd batter to reach against Gross today. Both times it's been Truscott. Kyle Wayand 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt today. And he will give way to a pinch hitter as a result of that. As now it is Andrew Rose, 5'10" senior for the Yellow Jackets, checking in with home plate umpire Mark Schmidt. Rose, 5'10" senior. Out of Mobile, Alabama, Andrew Rose.
Waynesburg has the pipeline to the Gulf Coast, apparently.
Runner at first with 2 outs and a hard ground ball diving played to his left by Lito and a backhand flip to second with Becker covering the bag. 3rd dynamic play of the day for Lito, and that's been his best yet to get the final out in the 7th. Andrew Rose denied, And after 7 innings, it's Waynesburg 4, Bethany 4. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Yo, what's up? This is the Black Eyed Peas, and we're here for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. Music is one of the most important things in our lives, but nothing is more important than life itself. So when you drink and drive, you're risking the life of yourself and the lives of everybody on the road. Don't plan to drive, just plan ahead.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
For 3 generations, Sharp's Furniture has been proud to serve southwestern PA with their brand of personal service. Being an authorized dealer for Lazy Boy, they are dedicated to providing the finest quality products made here in the US of A. Looking for custom upholstery? Sharp's carries a large selection of upholstery to choose from, all made in America. And their friendly staff will deliver right to your front door. Sharp's Furniture, your authorized Lazy Boy dealer. Family owned, family operated since 1917. Located just off I-70, exit 19B in Washington, PA.
4-4 between Waynesburg and Bethany as we advance to the 8th inning after Andrew Rose pinch hit for Kyle Wayand in the 7th inning. Rose replaced by Ben Shorthouse out in left field. Shorthouse will anchor that spot previously occupied by Kyle Wayand today. And in the 8th, top half, it's Chris Cagle. Adam Becker and Jules Lito also due up as it's Derek Zavatsky on the mound in relief for the Yellow Jackets. Zavatsky got the final out in the 7th, and a pitch fastball well inside for ball 1 here to Cagle. Cagle RBI single in the 5th, walked in the 6th. 1 for 2 overall.
Yeah, we're in the bottom third of the Bethany order, but that's really been a strength in this game.
1-0, a strike. Good fastball there from Zavatsky as he was able to make up the difference on that pitch.
Majority of their base runners coming from the 5 spot down in the order.
1-1. Swing and a miss for Cagle. 1-2. (4-4) Waynesburg and Bethany. Cagle leading off the 8th. Zavatsky's wide of the pitch. Cagle accepts low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now the 2-2. Fastball outside to left-handed hitting Cagle. Full count. Deep breath by Zavatsky and the payoff pitch and a foul ball off the body of Cagle around home plate. Bethany started out with a 1-0 lead in this game, scoring 1 in the 1st. Fell behind 4-1 by the end of 4. 3 runs for Waynesburg in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th. But Bethany rallying back, 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. Another 3-2 from Zavatsky. It's outside, ball 4, leadoff walk for Cagle. And catcher Tibbins comes out to talk with Zavatsky as they try to get on the same page. Adam Becker, the next hitter. Some quick words from Rick Carver, the head coach and third base coach for the Bison, up the line. And as Timmons returns, so does Becker toward the home plate area. Becker 1 for 2, an RBI single and a walk today.
Truss got in at third. Possible bunting situation. Late innings, leadoff runner on.
We'll see if Bethany with the bottom of the order try to small ball their way toward a run. Cagle short lead. Now we'll inch it out as Zavatsky comes set from the stretch. First pitch, bunt attempt, stab foul. Back of home plate. Basically cued that one with the bat.
Yeah, caught that with the end of the bat. I need to move a little bit closer to the plate or possibly let that ball go. No, I think it was a buntable pitch. It was over the plate.
Zavatsky, a lot of attention to the runner before he comes set. Now he does. Third baseman Truscott down the line as a bunt put down. Played by Timmons, has no play. He'll just eat the baseball. Good bunt by Adam Becker. Moves Cagle to second, and Becker is aboard.
Ball bunted in a perfect location, about halfway between the mound and plate, third base side. Took a while for anybody to really get in the area to field that ball. Ended up being Timmons, but like you said, by then, no play, base hit. And now with Lito coming up, number 9 spot, you look to see another sacrifice opportunity upcoming.
Lito, a single in the third, hit by a pitch in the fifth. 2 on, nobody out in the 8th inning, and a tie game 4-4 between Bethany and Waynesburg. Lito takes the guessing out of it. Not much guessing, really. He shows bunt, pulls back, takes a fastball for a strike. This is an obvious bunting situation at this point of the game.
Well, watch Truscott coming down the line here at third. It's obviously a sacrifice, but he was coming in way too early that last play. Possible steal situation for Bethany if they can get a good jump on second, because there will be no one to cover third.
Zavatsky taking his time. 0-1, first baseman crashes. Pitch is taken low, ball 1.
Yeah, that time they played that a little bit better, but the third baseman crashing in that hard, that early. Nobody around to cover third base. The shortstop well over by second, basically holding Cagle on right behind him.
1-1. This time a strike on the outer edge. And Lito disappointedly accepts strike 2 as he sways his head from side to side and checks signs with Coach Garver.
Still might be on here. Although a huge hole on the left side of the infield. It's a bat on it, rolls it anywhere over there. Base hit, but he is showing bunt.
Shows bunt with 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. 2 on, nobody out here in the 8th. 4-4 Waynesburg and Bethany. Zavatsky's pitch. Bunt, foul. Strikeout for Lito. And the first K of the evening for Zavatsky. A big first out here in the 8th. Zach Edmiston doubled and scored in the first to start all this off today. 1 for 4. Edmiston, the starting pitcher to begin. Edmiston went 4 innings on the mound, allowing 4 hits, 4 runs, 1 earned, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Going to do some damage here with the bat, give his team the lead. Edmiston wants time and eventually granted from home plate umpire Mark Schmidt. Zavatsky was ready to deliver. Edmiston actually had asked for time for about 3 or 4 seconds before it was actually granted to him. Zavatsky's offering fastball outside edge to the left-handed hitting Edmiston. Two on, 1 out in the 8th inning. Zavatsky, reliable back-end member of the bullpen for the Yellow Jackets. 0-1 roller off the left side of the mound, played by Morai. Flips to second. Yakupin the out there. Airmails the throw toward first. Hustling toward home is Cagle. He'll score, and Bethany takes the lead 5-4. Or what do we have here? No, we're going to have an out at first base. Interference on the play at first base. No run will score. It's still tied 4-4, and Rick Carver wants an explanation. The second base umpire, Eric D'Antonio, rules interference at first, and the inning is over. So 4-4 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. You are listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help. Call us at 1-877-889-0965. That number, 877-889-0965. Or visit us online at triple.com and on Facebook.
Bottom of the 8th, 4-4 between Bethany and Waynesburg. It had appeared that Bethany had taken a 5-4 lead at the top of the 8th. As with one out and runners at first and second, Zach Edmiston hit a ground ball to short, played by Nathan Morai. He flipped to Neil Jacopin at second for the out there. The throw by Jacopin sailed over the head of Matt Bensinger, but interference ruled on Edmiston at first base. And the inning was over. A double play, as it turned out, bounced into by Edmiston. And Cagle did cross home plate, but it didn't count as interference was ruled. And so here we go. Tie game still, bottom of the 8th inning, and Mark Timmons takes ball one from Cody Gross. Some interesting plays along the way today. Some dynamic defensive efforts, and that last play into the lines of the bazaar in a way. Here's a ground ball on a hop to third. Zach Miller plays it sliding to his right. His throw a little high, but coming up off the bag, Chris Cagle, and then back on top of it well before Timmons can get there. It's out number one.
He actually kind of gave up on that potential double play, thinking that Waynesburg would really only attempt an out at second base, just the way that the play transpired. Didn't think there was a play to be made at first, but the throw was there, or the throw was made anyway. And when you try and make a play, sometimes you get the benefit of an interference call or something that helps you out. It certainly helped out Waynesburg.
Clay Roman on a breaking ball. Will dump one into right field. Base hit. One out single for Clay Roman. Drove in a run in the second inning on a squeeze bunt. And now Roman trying to set the stage for a Waynesburg go-ahead run. Is Neil Jacopin, who's 2 for 3, doubled in a pair in the second, singled and scored in the fourth. Very interesting ball game, a tight one, exciting one. 4-4 here in the 8th. Pitch a strike on the inside corner to right-handed hitting Jacopin. Wind blowing out toward right center. Cody Gross from the stretch peeks over his shoulder at the runner who's on the move. 0-1, misses high for a ball. Throw into second. Tag put on by Becker. And Roman is thrown out. Caught stealing, 2-4. Bases are empty now. Trying to get Roman moving into scoring position.
The way Humiston is reacting to the third base coaching box, I think that may have been a blown hit and run.
Jacopin breaking ball outside to him. 2-1 now. Well, that's the only thing Humiston could be upset about because there was no doubt that Roman was out at second base. So
he's making a gesture, basically telling Jacopin to try and put a bat on the balls.
2-1 puts the bat on the ball here to right center. Ranging to the gap to make the catch, Derek Miller. And that retires the side. A single, a caught stealing. Nobody left on for Waynesburg after 8. We're deadlocked. 4-4. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships brought to you by Sport Clips.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact Time Ad Productions. Time Ad Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timead.com. www.timadproductions.com.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand. But I do. I'm attorney Dan Foster, Mr. Debt Buster. I'm not here to judge, I'm here to help. Call 877-673-3282 or visit MrDebtBuster.com. There is a way out, and I'll help get you there.
Foster Law Offices is a debt relief agency helping people file for relief under the U.S. Bankruptcy Code.
Game 2 in day 2 of the PAC Baseball Championships. Deadlocked 4-4 to the ninth. Luke Flaus, Zach Miller, and Derek Miller for the Bethany Bison. Reliever Derek Zavatsky stays in for the ninth. Pumps in a fastball outside, ball 1 to right-handed hitting Flaus. He's 2 for 4 today. RBI single in the first, a single in the seventh. Bethany trailed in this one 4-1. Had 1 run in the fifth and 2 in the sixth. Even the score. Strike delivered now to Flaus, 1-1. Good work in relief by Cody Gross today for the Bethany Bison. 1-1. Swing and a miss. And a good high fastball there from Zavatsky for strike 2. Reared back for something extra on that pitch. Four of the ninth. Flaus leading off the inning, and he pops one out of play first base side. Sun poking through again at Ross Memorial Park. Storm cells in and around the area, but have been avoiding Washington, Pennsylvania. 1-2, popped up into center field. Clay Roman calls for it, camps under it, and reels it out number 1. Sends up Zach Miller. Miller 0 for 4. Bethany, after tying the game up in the sixth, in the seventh inning, had the bases loaded with 2 outs. Corey Myers hit a deep fly ball to right center, but Eric Crum with a terrific catch in the gap denied the Bison in that particular situation. Then a double play with the help of a runner's interference call ended the 8th inning, where it appeared that Bethany had taken the lead. Zavatsky's fastball, a strike this time on the outside edge. Next pitch, high again on the heater, 2-1. Bethany, 4 runs on 11 hits, 2 errors. Waynesburg, 4 runs on 5 hits and no errors. 9th inning, 1 out, nobody on. 2-1 is low from Zavatsky. Three-1. Low again, ball 4. 1 out base runner for the Bison.
Zavatsky's been kind of all over the place since he's been in the game. Now 3 walks. 1 2/3 innings work so far. Just 1 hit, but 3 free passes.
Our first look at Zavatsky today, but at least what we've seen so far, especially with what appears to be a pretty good fastball, effectively wild, I would say, how you would characterize Zavatsky.
He's getting behind of several hitters and been able to work his way out of trouble. You're right, he does have a pretty good fastball, just unable to really harness it in the strike zone so far, or at least harness it as much as limit his walks. 3 walks in just over an inning of work.
Derek Zavatsky, or excuse me, make that Derek Miller, shows bunt and rolls it foul on the pitch from Zavatsky. Third base side, count 0-1.
Trying to drag his way on. That one rolled up the third base line, just foul. Just a strike. Not a bad idea at this point. You're just looking to advance the base runner and try and get on base yourself.
Dan Petrella and Joe Hoffman loosening in the Bethany bullpen. If Bethany grabs the lead here in this top of the ninth, look for Petrella in the bottom half. If not, you may see Hoffman. You might see Petrella anyway. Here's a ground ball, left side of the infield. Backhanded in the hole by Morai. Throw to first in time. And now Rick Carver going to argue another play at first base. Derek Miller can't believe it. He'll just head to the dugout and let Rick Carver take over the argument from there. Advancing to second on the ground ball out, Zach Miller. A 4-4 game, and Bethany turned away in different, well, we'll call it a variety of ways. Mentioned that great catch by Crum in the 7th and the double play interference in the 8th. And there's still just 2 outs in this inning for Dylan Wassel and a runner at second, but controversial out. We'll call it over at first here in the 9th.
Well, this is definitely the rare game where neither side is really all that excited about the umpiring, but nothing that takes nothing away from the awesome play that Morai just pulled at shortstop, going into the hole, throwing back across his body, big sidearm throw, and getting Miller by a fraction of a step. Terrific play by the Jacket shortstop.
Dylan Wassel takes a strike at the knees on the outer third of the plate. Wassel single in the second. He's 1 for 2 with 2 walks and a run scored. He's been a tough out for the Yellow Jackets pitching staff today. Bats with 2 outs at the top of the 9th, 4-4 game with Miller at second base. That being Zach Miller. Breaking ball low this time, maybe a bit outside, 1-1. There comes the 1-1. Zavatsky delivers liner to center. And ranging to his right, Clay Roman makes the grab routinely to end the inning. Good read on that line drive by Clay Roman. A walk, 1 left stranded. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Waynesburg for Bethany for. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Mr. Big Sports Grill and Tap Room, Washington's premier sports restaurant, offering an all-day lunch and dinner menu featuring a wide variety of items, including Mr. Big's platter, ribs, boneless wings, and shrimp. Stop in and enjoy what's on any of their 25 HD TVs, or relax on the fully seated patio. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 2 a.m. with live entertainment every weekend. Located at 595 Racetrack Road off I-79 at exit 41, down from the Meadows. Mr. Big's.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this. There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Four to 4 between Bethany and Waynesburg. Bottom of the 9th inning. Eric Crum, Nathan Morai, and John Kletzley due up. Certainly the part of the order that Waynesburg would like to have up in this situation. They'll face a new pitcher, as it is right-hander Joe Hoffman. Cody Gross checks out after 4 very good innings in relief.
Yeah, 4 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and the big one, no runs. Excellent, excellent work out of the bullpen, and probably a huge sigh of relief on the side of Waynesburg. We don't have to deal with that anymore.
Totals on Hoffman this year. He's 1-1 in 12 appearances with a 2.93 earned run average. in 15 and a third innings, has allowed 14 hits, 5 runs, all earned with 6 walks and 8 strikeouts. So Eric Crum, the PAC hitter of the week, leads off. He's 0 for 3 today with a walk. Hoffman deals. Crum goes after the first pitch, rolls it to short. Lito plays it to his left, throw near the second base bag. All the way to first is in time to retire Crum. 1 away. Nathan Morai 1 for 4 RBI single in the fourth. It was 4-1 Yellow Jackets in this game. But Bethany rallying back, 1 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth. Trying to keep it a tie game. Pitch, well, wide of the net, or wide of the home plate area, back to the netting, and it's ball 1.
Spiked that one, just held on to it a little too long.
1-0. Fastball up and in at the letters of right-handed hitting Morai. Morai checking signs, or not really checking signs, but receiving some encouragement from Mike Humiston. 2-0 up high again, ball 3. Mike Humiston, the very demanding head coach of the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. When he speaks, they listen. Played 6 years of linebacker in the NFL. 3-0. Pitch inside again, so a 4-pitch walk to Nathan Morai. And 1 on with 1 out of the bottom of the ninth. Waynesburg looking for a walk-off victory here today. John Kletzley, 1 for 3, a single and a walk to his credit so far today. The third game of the day will pit W&J against the winner of this one. The loser goes home. Kletzley sways the bat back and forth, awaiting his first offering from Hoffman, who's now dealing from the stretch with a runner aboard. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the glove of catcher Flaus for strike 1.
Well, Kletzley, a terrific hitter. Certainly capable driving it into a gap.
Hoffman's 0-1. Outside. Kletzley, certainly a strikeout candidate if Hoffman's looking for one there. Is Kletzley the conference leader in strikeouts? Not a category as a hitter you want to lead as he checks signs with Mike Humiston. Over at first base is Nathan Morai. And a throw over to first to check Morai. Dives in, scrambles back in safely.
Haven't seen a whole lot of strikes from Hoffman so far. Eric Crum going after the first pitch. Morai walking on 4 pitches. Now a 1-1 count.
1-1, wave and a miss. Fastball there. Close that one past Kletzley for a strike. 1-2. Waiting on deck is Matt Bensinger, the cleanup man. 4-4 between Waynesburg and Bethany in the bottom of the ninth inning. Hoffman peeks over his shoulder at the runner, comes with a 1-2. Foul tapper around home plate. That went off of the catcher, Flaus. If he holds on to it, it's strike 3.
Yeah, I think that was in and out of the glove. Just could not quite squeeze it.
Four runs on 11 hits for Bethany. 2 errors, 4 runs on just 5 hits for Waynesburg. And no errors. Hoffman's 1-2. Fastball called. Strike 3 looking. And Kletzley slams the bat down on his way back toward the dugout. 2 outs of the ninth.
Fastball outer half of the plate. Could not pull the trigger. Kletzley noticeably frustrated with himself. Just chucked his helmet in the dugout.
Matt Bensinger has reached twice on an error in the second inning and scored a run. And on a walk in the third, he's 0 for 3. Waynesburg needs a hit. We'll see if Mike Humiston gets the runner, Morai, who has good speed, in motion. He tried to hit and run in the 8th inning, but Clay Roman missed the sign. Or excuse me, make that Neil Jacobin rather missed the sign. It was Clay Roman who was thrown out at second base. First pitch of ball here to Bensinger. Hoffman throws over to first to check Morai as he knows the potential strategy.
Now the situation with 2 outs, you always try and get that runner into scoring position, certainly in a bottom of the 9th situation where just 1 run wins the game for you.
4-4 contest, swing and a miss on the 1-0 by Bensinger. Waynesburg beating Bethany 2 out of 3 this season during the regular season, but right now it's PAC tournament time. Mike Humiston again with more signs for Bensinger. Humiston in his 9th year as head coach of the Yellow Jackets. Mentioned he played 6 seasons at linebacker, played for the Bills, Colts, and Chargers. Hoffman's 1-1. Fastball away, 2 balls and a strike. Humiston in 1987 actually was one of the replacement players during the strike in 1987. Some folks remember that in the NFL. About 3 games where he had replacement players, and Humiston was a replacement linebacker for the Chargers and was a team leader. 2-1 pitch to the plate. Misses low to Bensinger, 3-1.
I'm glad you mentioned some of the other NFL teams after all the Browns talk we had yesterday.
There are other teams in the NFL other than the Cleveland Browns, despite what this press box realizes. Or discusses in that case. Here, the bottom of the 9th. The Waynesburg Yellow Jackets with a runner at first in 2 outs, 3-1 count on Bensinger. Hoffman's pitch popped out of play down the left field side, full count.
Well, we did have a discussion of 80s rock music and a discussion of the NFL, so certainly an 80s NFL player is also in the ballpark of discussion.
Yeah, I would figure that is eligible.
Yeah. Here's a situation. 3-2, 2 outs. Runner will be off on the pitch.
Find a gap if you're Matt Bensinger with the speed of Morai. Could very well win it. Hoffman from the stretch of the pitch with a runner going. It's lined straight back to the netting.
That pitch up and away. Bensinger, good job getting a piece of that. Throwing it back to the screen. We'll see another payoff pitch. Up in the outfield. Very deep. They did not want anything to go over their heads or to the wall. Try and cut off as much as you can in the outfield if you're one of the 3 in green out there.
Here we go again. Runner off, 3-2 on its way, high, check swing, appeal asked for, no swing, says third base umpire Andy Dudonis, and it's ball 4 to Bensinger. Runners at first and second, and perhaps more importantly for the Yellow Jackets, that free pass moves Morai into scoring position. Jordan Truscott has walked twice, reached on an error today, and also laid down a successful sacrifice bunt. He's 0 for 1. Just 1 official at-bat. Runners at first and second. Morai's the only runner that matters as he represents the game-winning run. Hoffman's pitch, fastball low, and outside, 1-0. Now, we mentioned it throughout the day. 2-out base hits has been the theme of the tournament thus far.
Boy, Bethany's outfield is really deep. I know a fly ball ends the inning that's caught, but they might want to come in just a little bit. I don't know that any of them are going to have a chance at a play at the plate.
1-0. Pitch is a strike. In particular, right fielder Corey Myers. It's going to take an opposite way base hit off the right-handed bat of Truscott. And typically, if you're going to go opposite way, it's going to have less authority on it. You might want to think about bringing Myers in some, but nonetheless, pretty deep out there, as you described, Justin.
Yeah, well, off at the crack of the bat with 2 outs. There
1-1, pulled into center field for a base hit. Runner being waved. Morai headed home to throw from center fielder Miller is offline and not in time, and the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets win it in the bottom of the 9th inning. A walk-off RBI single by Jordan Truscott, and he is mobbed at first base. Let the celebration begin. The Yellow Jackets survive and advance to face the W&J Presidents coming up later on tonight. And the Bethany Bison, dejected. Joe Hoffman, disappointed as he awaits the handshakes. You have to feel for both teams. You know, you see it on the same play, the joy of victory, the agony of defeat. But the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets with the walk-off win, RBI single by Jordan Truscott, brings home Nathan Morai, and the Yellow Jackets claim a 5-4 victory here today. We'll take a break. When we come back, our Mr. Big's big player of the game in a walk-off victory. I think we know who that'll be. Final 5-4 Yellow Jackets. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Yo, what's up? This is the Black Eyed Peas, and we're here for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. Music is one of the most important things in our lives, but nothing is more important than life itself. So when you drink and drive, you're risking the life of yourself and the lives of everybody on the road. Don't plan to drive, just plan ahead.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
For 3 generations, Sharp's Furniture has been proud to serve southwestern PA with their brand of personal service. Being an authorized dealer for Lazy Boy, they are dedicated to providing the finest quality products made here in the U.S. of A. Looking for custom upholstery? Sharp's carries a large selection of upholstery to choose from, all made in America. And their friendly staff will deliver right to your front door. Sharp's Furniture, your authorized Lazy Boy dealer. Family owned, family operated since 1917. Located just off I-70, exit 19B in Washington, PA.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help. Call us at 1-877-889-0965. That number, 877-889-0965. Or visit us online at triple.com and on Facebook.
Walk-off win for the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets to beat the Bethany Bison 5-4 here today at Ross Memorial Park in Game 2 of Day 2 in the PAC Baseball Championship. So that means Waynesburg will face W&J for the second time in the tournament. Now let's give you the scoring in this contest between Waynesburg and Bethany. The Bison struck first, the leadoff double by Zach Edmiston. He scored a batter later on an RBI single by Luke Flaus. 1-0 Bethany. Waynesburg in the bottom of the second. Leadoff air put Matt Bensinger aboard. That was followed up by Jordan Truscott walk. Sacrifice by Kyle Wayand advanced runners to second and third. Mark Timmons walked to load him up, and then Clay Roman with a squeeze butt scored Bensinger from third, and we were tied 1-1. And that was followed by a Neil Jacobin 2-run double as the tie was broken quickly, 3-1 Yellow Jackets. Waynesburg added on in the bottom of the fourth, a one-out single by Neil Jacobin. He advanced to second on a wild pitch. Strikeout looking of Eric Crum for the second out of the inning, but Nathan Morai with an RBI single scores Jacobin, and it became a 4-1 Waynesburg lead. In the top of the fifth, though, Bethany would mount their comeback. Leadoff single by Corey Myers. Wild pitch moved him to second. The ground out by Chris Cagle for the inning's first out. Then Adam Becker with an RBI single scores Myers. And Bethany cut it to a 4-2 game. They would tie it in the sixth after 2 outs. Dylan Wassel walked. Corey Myers with an RBI double made it 4-3. And then Chris Cagle with an RBI single brought home Myers to even the score at 4-4. We stayed 4 up all the way into the bottom of the ninth. Eric Crum grounded out to start the frame. Nathan Morai with a walk. John Kletzley struck out looking. Matt Bensinger walked to move Morai to second. And then Jordan Truscott with a walk-off RBI single to center field, scoring Nathan Morai. And the Yellow Jackets claim the walk-off win 5-4 as Justin Piles will have the pitching totals.
Starting for the victors today, Waynesburg, Luke Carter, 5 2/3, 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned, walked 1, struck out 4. He was relieved by Colton Lippincott, pitched an inning of scoreless ball. And what can you say about the Jackets bullpen? 3 1/3 innings today, all scoreless, minimal damage done against them hitting-wise, and they did a tremendous job. Really, both bullpens did a tremendous job. Lippincott in an inning, just 2 hits, 1 walk, no damage there. Relief by Zavatsky, 2 1/3 innings, 1 hit, 3 walks. Had to tiptoe around a little bit of a threat there, but still no runs on his record. So great job by the Jackets. Zavatsky will get the victory and the walk-off win. On the other side, Bethany, Zach Edmonston started for them. 4 innings, 4 runs, just 1 earned on 4 hits. Walked 5, struck out 3. He was relieved by Cody Gross, who had a tremendous outing this afternoon. 4 innings of scoreless, 1 hit ball. Walked 1, struck out 3, and was really a thorn in the side of the Waynesburg hitters. He was relieved in the 9th inning by Joe Hoffman, who ended up surrendering that walk-off hit. That was the only hit he surrendered. Also walked 2 in the bottom of the 9th inning.
So Hoffman falling to 1-2 with the loss. Zavatsky improves to 1-1 with the win. Waynesburg advances to face W&J. Approximate start time 6:45 for that one. That'll be the final game of our triple header today. And the winner between Waynesburg and W&J will face Thomas More tomorrow in the championship round of the PAC tournament. Time now for our Mr. Biggs Big Player of the Game. And you can go through all the numbers you want, but it's the guy who delivered the walk-off RBI single, Jordan Truscott. He also reached 4 times today. A couple of walks, reached on an air, scored 1 run, stole a base, successful sack bunt. Different facets of the game. Truscott came through, but in the biggest facet, the game-winning RBI single. Jordan Truscott, our Mr. Biggs Big Player of the Game.
Yeah, had it been the other way around, had Bethany come away with a win, certainly Cody Gross would have been given strong consideration for his outing out of the bullpen like we talked about a moment ago. But, yeah, Truscott coming through in the clutch with a big 2-out hit. 2-out hits, 2-out runs. Again, the huge story of the tournament. It continues.
So Waynesburg 5-4 winners over the Bethany Bison. Bethany's season ends with a 19-17 record overall. Waynesburg improves to 18-24, and they'll be in action again coming up at 6:45 against the top-seeded W&J Presidents, as those two teams with a rematch of last night's last game of the day. So the fantastic action continues. I'll tell you what, if Game 3 is anything like Games 1 and 2, we're in for another terrific finish.
Oh, they just keep building, keep getting better and better. And certainly the first game was tight there with the comeback from Thomas More. This one, extremely tight, walk-off win. Can't wait to see what happens in the nightcap.
Well, that does it here from Ross Memorial Park for Game 2. Waynesburg 5, Bethany 4, walk-off win for the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. And again, a base hit, game-winning single by Jordan Truscott. So that'll do it for the time being. Again, check back in with us near 6:45. We'll go on the air about 5 minutes prior to first pitch. And again, our approximate start time given to us here at Ross Memorial, gunning for a 6:45 start time. So for my partner, Justin Piles, I'm Randy Gore. We'll talk to you again in a few on the PAC Sports Network. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.